At the beginning of the story, we are introduced to a world where beasts and humans coexist. In this world, humans possess the power to control beasts. And here, having a powerful beast means having everything, because these beasts possess the power to destroy the world itself. Ruling over this beast-filled world is a young boy named Su Liang. He is famous because he possesses a beast known as the Morpho Butterfly. It is said that this beast has the power to reverse time, crack space, and even grant immortality to its user. It is also believed that Su Liang has a half-moon mark in his eyes. Because of the power of the moon god within him, he is called the Lunar King. Many people admire and respect him. The scene shifts. We see the Lunar King reading about himself and saying in confusion, "The Lunar King is extremely powerful, but how is that possible? The Lunar King is me." The narrator then explains, "This boy sitting on the chair is actually 21st century Su Liang, who has just reincarnated into the body of the Lunar King a few hours ago." The undefeated Lunar King had fallen from his bed and died, allowing Su Liang's soul to enter his body. Su Liang checks his status window and discovers something shocking. He has no beast contracts at all, and the so-called legendary Morpho Butterfly turns out to be nothing more than a low-level, glowing butterfly. There is no such thing as a legendary beast. Seeing all this, Su Liang becomes furious. At 14, he awakened. At 15, he earned the title of Lunar King. At 17, he declared war against Emperor Kang Yue. 3 years later, he defeated her brutally. All of it was a lie. However, the original Lunar King wasn't a liar. He had simply lived his entire life under a misunderstanding. He truly believed his butterfly was a mythical beast that would one day reveal its true form and make the world kneel before him. Because of this belief, every word spoken by the Lunar King carried fear in people's hearts. Even when he fought the 8-star Beastmaster Kang Yue, he never hesitated. He was dominant and fearless. If Su Liang hadn't seen the real status window, even he would have believed the lie. Su Liang sighs and thinks, "Forget it. First, I should check my pet beast." When the butterfly appears, he says, "It's kind of cute, but what's the use of being beautiful? It's useless to me." However, the Lunar King did possess one mysterious item, the Book of Moon. Su Liang takes it out. This book contains visual records of every beast. Whenever I touch a beast, it activates automatically and gives me detailed information about it. If I want to learn more, I should go to the Moonlight Beast Controlling Academy. There, I'll find many different types of beasts. As he changes clothes, he thinks the 3-year war hasn't started yet. Until then, I need to become as strong as possible. The scene shifts to the Moonlight Beast Controlling Academy. We see a red-haired girl speaking to another student. "Bai, why are you playing with low-level beasts? Are you planning to make one your pet?" Bai replies calmly, "Don't worry, I'm not forming a contract with them. It's just a low-level rabbit." The girl responds, "You're an elite student of this academy. How can you even touch such low-level creatures? If high-level beasts sense their presence around you, they won't approach you or form contracts. Have you ever seen the Lunar King with a low-level pet? He doesn't even glance at supreme-level beasts. That's because his Morpho Butterfly would never tolerate weak beasts near him." Just then, the Lunar King walks past them. The girls stare at him. Look at his eyes. There's a half-moon in them. He's so handsome. No matter what we say, our bodies just surrender in front of him. Meanwhile, internally, Su Liang was nervous. "I need to get out of here quickly. Why are they staring at me like that?" He arrives at the Moon Pavilion. There are plenty of low-level beasts here. I can use them to increase my knowledge points. He touches several beasts, unlocking them in the Book of Moon. This book is incredible. I can see their species, abilities, and combat skills. As he walks further, he notices a large door. Why aren't there any low-level beasts near this door? At least a mid-level one should be here. He enters. Inside, he sees a deer. On the tablet beside it, it reads, "White flower deer, intermediate level beast. Eats grass, prefers nighttime environments, dislikes beasts of its own type, extremely picky when choosing a master. Rare, usually found only in the Moon God Palace." As Su Liang observes it, 2 men enter and say, "Why do they spend so much money maintaining this deer?" The other replies, "This deer is extremely beautiful." Then one of them jokes, "I almost feel like taking it out on a date." The moment the deer hears this, it suddenly attacks the man and becomes visibly angry. The man runs away in fear, shouting, "Can it understand what I'm saying?" The other man responds, "Mid-level beasts are highly intelligent. They can understand human nature." Meanwhile, the Lunar King, who was standing nearby, thinks, "This deer is truly magnificent. But that doesn't mean anyone should think such things about it. Now I understand why so many mixed-blood nobles gather here." At that moment, the deer looks directly at the Lunar King. When their eyes meet, she softly says, "You're quite handsome." Then she slowly walks toward him. Suddenly, the Book of Moon activates. It reveals shocking information. This deer is actually a supreme beast. She can walk on clouds. She can chase the moon across the sky. Reading this, the Lunar King was stunned. How is this possible? Everyone believes she's just a mid-level beast. but she's actually a supreme-level creature. This beast could destroy an entire country. She can revive dead low-level creatures, command other beasts, and if she becomes enraged, she could slaughter countless humans. Yet no one in the school realizes that the academy could be destroyed at any moment. However, because no one knows the truth, the deer can live here peacefully. And judging by her behavior, she doesn't seem interested in harming anyone. If she wanted to, she could have easily killed those boys earlier. The Lunar King sighs internally. On one side, there's this overwhelmingly powerful creature that people think is weak, and on the other side, there's me, actually weak, yet everyone thinks I'm incredibly powerful. I can only scare people with my face. The deer then looks at the tablet and begins reading it. At the same time, she keeps glancing at the Lunar King. Suddenly, she starts behaving aggressively. The Lunar King thinks, she's angry. I must have stayed here too long. She probably realized that I know her true identity. Trying to act normal, he says aloud, this mid-level beast is quite beautiful. That's why I stayed for a while. In his mind, he thinks, I'll praise her a little more, then leave quickly. He slowly backs toward the gate and then runs away. Meanwhile, watching him leave, the deer thinks, who was that human? His eyes were incredibly beautiful. Then she pulls out a phone from under her bed. On the screen, we see that she has been searching through many online novels. The scene shifts. The Lunar King walks outside and mutters, that deer was incredibly clever. They're basically raising a dragon inside their pavilion. She looks cute, but she's terrifyingly powerful. If I had encountered her in the wild, I would definitely be dead. Only a supreme beast could fight something like that. Meanwhile, my beast is the lowest level possible. At that moment, a moonlight shadow rat appears before him, a low-level beast with the combat skill Shadow Attack. The Lunar King smiles. I can not only see a beast's species, but also its skills. With the Book of Moon, I practically know everything. Let me capture a small beast and properly test my ability. Soon, he notices the same white rabbit again. He approaches it and thinks, I've heard that moonlight beasts become irritated when they see moonlight. Their combat strength and physique increase dramatically. But this rabbit isn't reacting at all. Could it secretly be very powerful and just pretending to be calm? What if it's another supreme-level beast like that deer? Feeling nervous, he touches it and activates the Book of Moon. The book reveals that this beast cannot normally grow stronger by absorbing moonlight. However, during a full moon, its power will significantly increase. The Lunar King relaxes, so it's even weaker than a typical low-level beast. He picks up the rabbit in his hands. At that moment, a girl nearby drops her phone. It's Bai. She thinks, what is the Lunar King doing in the Moonlight Pavilion? And with such a weak, low-level beast, has he discovered the truth? The scene shifts. Bai returns home. The red-haired girl asks, you're back. Why aren't you saying anything? Did something happen? Bai hesitates, then says, if I told you that the Lunar King likes low-level beasts, would you believe me? The red-haired girl replies, have you gone crazy? Bai quickly says, no, I was just joking. She goes to her room and thinks quietly, today I saw a completely different side of the Lunar King, a much softer, cuter side. Am I the only one who knows his true self? And honestly, I liked seeing him like that. The scene shifts again. The Lunar King returns home. Why did that girl react like that when she saw me? Forget it. I'm tired. I need a good night's sleep. As he enters his room, he sees a girl standing inside. The Lunar King stares at her and thinks, who is she? She doesn't look human. Is she some kind of humanoid beast? I'm so nervous that I can't even speak properly. Suddenly, the girl bows before him and says respectfully, to meet the King of the Moon is the same as meeting the Moon God. Hearing this, the Lunar King was confused. Who is this girl? Even in the original Lunar King's memories, there's no mention of her. For a few moments, silence fills the room. The girl thinks to herself, the Lunar King is the strongest beast master in this world. Even though he's standing silently, his presence alone is overwhelming. I can barely raise my head in front of him. Meanwhile, the Lunar King was panicking internally. Who is she? What is she doing here? Why can't I remember anything? Finally, he speaks. What is it? The girl replies, Master, according to the believers in the central area, the Black Moon Sect has become very active. They are especially contacting beast masters from the Moon God Palace. The Lunar King was stunned. What is she talking about? Suddenly, he turns away and kneels down, pretending to think deeply. The girl was startled. Master, what are you doing? He quickly says, be quiet. I'm recalling everything. He secretly starts searching about the Black Moon Sect on Google. The Black Moon Sect believes that the moon once died and turned black for many days. 3 years ago, they had close ties with the Double Moon Sect. But after a war on the night of a full moon, the Double Moon Sect was destroyed. The Lunar King finally understands. Oh right. But this isn't really my problem. That religion is quite weak. That's why the original Lunar King never paid attention to it. The girl continues. Master, if it's only the Black Moon Sect, there's nothing to worry about. But if the Moon God Palace is involved, then it could become troublesome. The Lunar King thinks seriously. She's right. The Black Moon Sect is weak, but the Moon God Palace is extremely powerful. They have ruled this land for thousands of years and possess many legendary beasts. However, in just 3 years, my Sungu sect has shaken their foundation. The girl speaks again. Jiang is planning to lead his group out to fight. Even if they face the Moon God Palace, no one would dare touch them. But the problem is, you will be left without a personal guard. That is why I was sent here to ask for your permission. The Lunar King sits down calmly and says, "It's fine, you may proceed. As long as I am under the moon, no one can harm me." Hearing this, the girl's eyes shine with admiration. "Yes, leader," she thinks excitedly. "I heard his famous line with my own ears." To her, his words mean that as long as the moon goddess Morpho watches over him, no one can hurt him. She bows and leaves. After she leaves, the Lunar King collapses in frustration. What nonsense did I just say? Why did I use that stupid line? The original owner of this body always said ridiculous things, and his believers treated them like divine wisdom. He recalls some of those lines. "The moon is watching me. I feel the aura of the lunar age. As long as I am under the moon, no one can harm me. The moon is about to rise. The moon is about to set. And somehow the Moon God Palace even believes I can time travel for one day." He sighs. "But right now, they're not my biggest concern. The real problem is this. The King of the Moon, who supposedly has the Morpho Butterfly, doesn't even have a single guard. If danger comes, no one will save me. The strongest Lunar King will die just like that." Suddenly, he remembers something. He pulls out the Book of Moon. "Today I gathered a lot of beast information at the Moon Pavilion. Let's see what reward the book gives me." The book opens and a lottery system appears. It explains, "The lottery system can grant a moonlight beast. If you don't like the beast, you may return it in exchange for points." The Lunar King's eyes light up. "So if I get a pet I don't like, I can return it and gain experience points instead. Not bad." He activates the lottery. "Please give me a supreme beast that can protect me." Brilliant light bursts from the book. Finally, a beast appears. Translucent moon shadow, an advanced level moonlight beast. The Lunar King reads its description. It's a high-level pet and extremely rare. It even has dual combat abilities. I'm really lucky, but if an ordinary beast controller got this, they'd be overjoyed. He crosses his arms proudly. "But I am Su Liang, leader of the Sungu sect, the Lunar King. For someone as great as me, this weak pet is unworthy. And the problem I'm facing cannot be solved by a normal high-level beast." Without hesitation, he returns it. A notification appears. "You have returned translucent moon shadow. Points have been awarded." Because of this, the Lunar King advances to become a 2-star beast controller. Yet, he still feels unsatisfied. He reflects, the original owner of this body was the leader of a sect. If he wanted, he could have contracted multiple supreme beasts, but he didn't. Because he believed that as long as he had the Morpho Butterfly, he needed no one else. Suddenly, the Lunar King mutters, "Wait a second. I admit that a high-level beast might not be able to win battles for me, but in an emergency, it could have been useful." He quickly shakes his head. No, that's not it. The previous owner foolishly believed the Morpho Butterfly was extremely powerful, but I don't believe that. If I get another high-level pet next time, I'll definitely sign a contract with it. And tomorrow, I'll go back to the Moon Pavilion. There are still many beasts there whose information I haven't collected. I'll also bring some food for that little white-spotted deer. With that thought, the Lunar King falls asleep. The next day, the white-spotted deer wakes up looking lost. Where did my family go? How did everyone disappear? A caretaker gently strokes its head and says, "When you go to the Moon God Palace, your life will become much better. Some people from the Moon God Palace are coming today to take you away. So don't cause trouble and go with them obediently." The deer thinks in shock. Was I sold to the Moon God Palace? Outside, 2 representatives from the Moon God Palace have arrived. The students whisper excitedly, "Those are people from the Moon God Palace, the most powerful force on the entire continent. Why are they here? Are they here for the Lunar King?" One of the Moon God Palace girls says arrogantly, "I heard the Lunar King trains here. I expected something extraordinary, but this place is full of useless children." The blue-haired girl beside her says calmly, "Sister, don't cause trouble. We're only here to take the white-spotted deer. And don't speak carelessly about the Lunar King. You know how powerful he is." The red-haired girl nods. "Yes, we'll just take the deer and leave." At that moment, the gates of the Moon Pavilion open and the owner steps out. "I welcome you. My name is Qinghai." The Moon God Palace girls reply coldly, "May the Moon Palace stand eternal." Qinghai thinks, how arrogant. They still believe the Moon God Palace is superior, but that era is no longer the same. She politely says, "Please follow me. I will take you to see the white-spotted deer." The blue-haired girl interrupts. "There's no need. We've already seen its photos online. We're offering 10 times its price. Bring it here." Qinghai was shocked. 10 times? She begins to think carefully. The white-spotted deer is rare because its species is nearly extinct. Even though it is mid-level, its beauty makes its price comparable to high-level beasts. If they want it this badly, this is my opportunity, Qinghai thinks with a smile. You don't understand, she says. This deer was the favorite of our academy's first founder. We have raised it like a supreme-level pet. If an ordinary one costs 10 times the price, we've invested countless resources into this one. The red-haired girl laughs mockingly. You raised a mid-level beast like a supreme-level one? How ridiculous. Your poor pavilion could never compare. Suddenly, the blue-haired girl speaks firmly, 20 times the price. The red-haired girl gasps. Sister, that exceeds our budget. But the blue-haired girl remains serious. Her pet, Moon Voice, is a rare high-level beast capable of predicting danger, avoiding disasters, and granting blessings. Yet for some reason, Moon Voice keeps warning her, something terrible is about to happen here. Even though the deer doesn't belong to the Moon God Palace, if we pay double and secure it safely, it might be worth it. Suddenly, she feels immense pressure. This pressure, it's terrifying. It feels like it could crush me. It must be the Lunar King. And just then, the Lunar King appears. The blue-haired girl immediately panics. What is the Lunar King doing here? The red-haired girl trembles upon seeing him. The blue-haired girl sends a telepathic message to her sister. Lower your head. Don't look at him. But the red-haired girl whispers dreamily. I saw the Lunar King. I feel so happy. The Lunar King walks forward. Both girls feel overwhelming pressure. The blue-haired girl thinks, in front of him, the entire world feels like dust. No matter how hard I try, I can't raise my head. It truly feels as if a god stands before us. Meanwhile, the Lunar King was confused. Are these two from the Moon God Palace? What are they doing here? I'm curious, but with my status, I can't directly question them. At the same time, the blue-haired girl worries. Why is the Lunar King staring at us? Is he in a bad mood? Does he intend to kill us? The Lunar King stands there thinking, someone please come and explain what's going on here and save me. Standing here any longer might be extremely dangerous. Just then, Qinghai runs over quickly. I am the owner of this moon pavilion. My name is Qinghai. Your Majesty, it is an honor to meet you. I also joined the Sunbu Sect just a month ago. The Lunar King thinks in relief. Good. At least someone is finally giving me information. Qinghai continues. These two are from the Moon God Palace. They came to purchase our mid-level pet. The white-spotted deer you saw earlier is the one they wish to buy. Our product is so excellent that the Moon God Palace is willing to pay a very high price for it. Hearing this, the Lunar King thinks, that deer is a supreme beast. But only I know that. Then why are they trying to buy it? No matter what happens, I won't let that supreme beast be sold, especially not to the Moon God Palace. He turns around coldly. The blue-haired girl sighs in relief internally. Finally, the Lunar King is leaving. But suddenly, the Lunar King speaks. You two should leave. You do not belong here. The moon is about to set. Everyone freezes. Qinghai thinks, but it's still daytime. How can the moon set now? Suddenly, she realizes the meaning behind his words. If an ordinary person had said that, it would mean nothing. But the one who said it is the Lunar King, the strongest being in this world. That must mean a disaster is about to fall upon the Moon God Palace. The red-haired girl protests nervously. The Moon God Palace and the moon will never fall. But even as she says that, she trembles. One student whispers, how dare she speak in front of the Lunar King? The Lunar King glares at her. The pressure becomes so overwhelming that the red-haired girl faints on the spot. Without another word, the Lunar King walks away. The blue-haired girl thinks urgently, we can't worry about the white-spotted deer anymore. This situation is beyond us. We must report this to our higher-ups immediately. A disaster is coming. Meanwhile, Qinghai thinks, they were boasting that the Moon God Palace would never fall. But their palace is already surrounded by darkness because the true moon sleeps in the Lunar King's eyes. The Lunar King walks quickly, thinking, that was dangerous. Luckily, that red-haired girl fainted, or I might have been exposed. At least my actions ensured that the Moon Pavilion won't sell the white-spotted deer. Meanwhile, the servants begin packing the deer's belongings. The deer protests, don't touch my things without permission. The caretaker was confused. Why is she acting like this? She's never behaved this way before. Maybe she doesn't want to leave me. The caretaker hugs the deer. Don't worry, I'll visit you at the Moon God Palace. The deer thinks coldly, that won't be necessary. The caretaker lifts the bed to clean, revealing many hidden items underneath. Even pets like collecting things, she says, picking up a phone. Furious and embarrassed, the deer strikes the caretaker lightly. The phone slips from her hand and falls directly into the Lunar King's grasp. The white-spotted deer screams in embarrassment and quickly hides under the bed. On the phone screen was a romance novel titled The Overbearing Pet Emperor, Chapter 1-6. The Lunar King announces calmly, the deal with the Moon God Palace has been cancelled. Everyone may leave. This evening, members of the Sect will arrive to negotiate the purchase of this moon pavilion. Everyone was stunned. The Lunar King thinks to himself, I came here today to buy the moon pavilion. If it belongs to me, I'll gain access to countless moonlight beasts to record in my Book of Moon, and I'll also secure that supreme beast. With that, he leaves. The caretaker whispers, the Lunar King canceled the deal and even sent away the Moon God Palace messengers. What happened here? Others murmur, he refused them magnificently. He truly deserves to be called the Lunar King. A pink-haired girl asks nervously, did he just declare war? Another replies, even if he did, the Sungu Sect would protect us. Meanwhile, the white-spotted deer storms out angrily. The caretaker calls after her, why are you so angry? The deer thinks while running, the Lunar King saw my true identity. He even checked my browsing history, and now he wants to take over the pavilion. She rushes forward, and suddenly, the Lunar King appears in front of her. She demands, you saw everything, didn't you? The Lunar King thinks calmly, that voice, it's clearly a girl's voice. And after seeing that romance novel, I already suspected only a girl would read something like that. The deer speaks coldly. If you tell anyone my secret, I will never forgive you. Then she wonders nervously, did he even care about what he saw? The Lunar King replies calmly, if everyone finds out eventually, what difference would it make now? The deer immediately protests. No, that's way too embarrassing. No one can find out. The Lunar King smirks slightly. A romance novel, huh? Shut up, don't say it out loud. She becomes so embarrassed that blood trickles from her mouth. Don't think that just because you're the Lunar King, I'm afraid of you. If I find out you told anyone who I really am, I'll come to your house and kill you. The Lunar King thinks quietly. Within a short range, pets can sense their masters. But my aura is too overwhelming. That's why any pet can detect me. Then he speaks firmly. You must do one thing for me. Whenever I'm nearby and I call your name, you must come to me. The deer hesitates. Fine, but inside she thinks, what is he even saying? And why am I agreeing? The Lunar King nods. Good, then we have a deal. If I call you and you don't come, I'll reveal your secret to everyone. With that, he turns to leave. Remember my words. The deer replies stubbornly. You remember your promise too. After he leaves, she stands frozen, thinking, what exactly did he just say to me? Was that a confession? Why does it feel like I'm inside some kind of romance novel? Outside, the Lunar King thinks seriously, I just made a deal with a supreme level beast. I wanted to tease her a little more, but I didn't have the courage. If things continue like this, I might actually end up signing a contract with her in the future. But when I was leaving, she warned me to beware of the full moon. What does that mean? The full moon night is only 3 days away. I'll see what happens then. He sighs, and I still don't have a guard. If someone attacks me, I'll be in serious trouble. He takes out the Book of Moon. The scene shifts to the Moon God Palace. Inside its grand hall, 10 powerful women sit in silence. They are known as the 10 players. No one knows their true identities, only that they are the most powerful beast masters of the Moon God Palace. All 10 are extraordinarily beautiful. The 2 girls report nervously. The Lunar King said, the moon is about to set. The 4th moon concubine speaks gravely. Are you certain those were his exact words? Yes, every word. She closes her eyes. If those words truly came from the Lunar King, then this is extremely dangerous. The concubines begin discussing among themselves. Moon Pavilion is far beneath the Lunar King's status. For him to personally visit and inspect pet beasts, that means there must be an Emperor-level beast there. Everyone freezes. Did you just say Emperor-level? Does that mean he can even control such a beast? One concubine replies, yes, it's possible. His spirit may be on the verge of awakening, and if that happens, no one will be able to defeat him. We won't survive against him. We must take action. Later, the 4th moon concubine speaks secretly with the Black Moon controller. So you are finally willing to cooperate with us? He asks. She replies calmly, what if the Lunar King has already signed a contract with an Emperor-level beast? The Black Moon faction falls silent. She asks, are you all frightened? They quickly respond, Moon concubine, please do not worry. It's not only the Lunar King who carries the moon's blessing, we do as well. Meanwhile, after purchasing the Moon Pavilion, the Lunar King summons countless pet beasts from across the world. Moon beasts begin arriving from every region. Seeing this, the major forces panic. What is the Lunar King planning? Rumors begin spreading. He's devouring small beasts to increase his power. He's about to awaken his spirit. The full moon will bring disaster. The entire northern region trembles in fear. But in reality, the Lunar King, Su Liang, was simply trying to draw better pets. He opens 5 lottery draws, 2 low-level beasts, 2 intermediate-level beasts, and 1 high-level beast called Moon in the Lake. He sighs. Last time, I opened only 1 draw and got a high-level beast. Now, after 5 draws, I've only gotten 1. Good thing I used the Sungu Sect's resources. It'll probably take 2 or 3 more days before I can open another. The low and intermediate beasts are useless to me. I'll return them, but I'll check this high-level one first. Still, he frowns. For some reason, I don't feel like taming a high-level beast. And what help would it even provide? Even the original owner of this body knew nothing about this beast. Let's search for information. He searches for Moon in the Lake, but no results appear. Silence fills the room. Su Liang frowns. How is it possible that there's no information at all? When he finally uncovers some details, he discovers something shocking. This is a mutated beast that first appeared 13,000 years ago. It possessed the terrifying ability to absorb any attack directed at it. However, it went extinct long ago and has never appeared again. The Lunar King thinks deeply. 13,000 years ago, that predates even the Moon God Palace. No wonder there's no information about it. This is a beast that doesn't exist in this era. He narrows his eyes. I avoided contracting high-level beasts because none of them matched my level. But this one, no one even knows about it. No matter how much someone investigates, they won't uncover its true identity. And its ability to absorb attacks would be extremely useful for escaping. For now, it's perfect for me. Let's sign the contract. Inside the Lunar King's spiritual space, the Morpho butterfly floats peacefully. Suddenly, water floods the entire space. The surface transforms into a shining lake beneath a glowing moon. The Lunar King smiles. So this is Moon in the Lake, my second pet beast. I hope you'll be of great help, especially with the full moon night approaching. The scene shifts again. A man stands guard in the shadows, whispering to himself, "Why was I assigned to guard this area?" The Moon God Palace informed us that an Emperor-level presence may appear on the full moon night. That means the Lunar King will take action. I'm the strongest member of the Black Moon Sect. That's why they sent me here as an undercover agent. And now, I'm standing dangerously close to the Lunar King. If he finds out I'm here, I'll be dead instantly. Suddenly, a beast appears behind him. Inside the academy, the Morpho butterfly begins behaving strangely. The Lunar King notices. It feels like a powerful monster has attacked the academy. I need to see what's happening. Normally, no one is allowed outside on a full moon night, but he smirks slightly. I'm the Lunar King. No one can question me. If something is happening at the academy, it's probably aimed at me. If there's trouble, I'll face it outside. The students shouldn't suffer because of me. As he steps outside, he sees beasts running wildly in every direction. They're panicking. It seems a powerful beast is approaching. A massive explosion shakes the area. The Lunar King observes carefully. That attack wasn't aimed at me. It was aimed at someone else. The Black Moon Sect agent mutters. It may look like a low-level moonlight beast, but its power and momentum are terrifying. The beast attacks again, releasing enormous energy. The Lunar King thinks, the sound alone has frightened all the low-level beasts. I need to see what's happening. The scene shifts to the Moon Pavilion. Low-level beasts flee in panic. Suddenly, the white-spotted deer shouts. All the beasts instantly calm down. What's happening outside? Everyone returns to sleep. The caretakers were stunned. How did they calm down so quickly? The deer blushes slightly, thinking, the Lunar King told me to come when he calls. What did he really mean? He's as powerful as Emperor Kang Yue. Why would he need me? But he hasn't reached his peak yet. Maybe he needs my strength to reach it. Maybe tonight, he'll call for me. Outside, the rabbit attacks again, but the Black Moon agent narrowly survives. You're stronger than I expected, but you've caused too much destruction. If the Lunar King sees me here, I'm finished. Everyone will assume a beast went berserk on a full moon night. No one will suspect me. Stop making noise. This is the Lunar King's territory. If he gets angry, we're both dead. No matter how strong you are, you wouldn't survive even a second against him. The rabbit attacks again. This time, the man uses his fish spirits as shields to block the attack. They were heavily damaged, but using healing abilities, they quickly recover. He exhales. You've done well. The Black Moon agent stares at the rabbit. This can't be a high-level beast. High-level beasts are intelligent. This one is acting like a mad animal, and it can't be a supreme-level beast either. Otherwise, my fish spirits wouldn't have been able to withstand its attacks. Even after all this chaos, the Lunar King hasn't appeared. That means the time has come to fight you and test your true power. He steps down from his fish spirits and commands, you can absorb moonlight. Increase your power. The two fish spirits merge together, transforming into a massive black shark. As they absorb the moonlight, even the man feels the backlash. It seems they absorb too much moonlight. Honestly, aside from Emperor Kang Yue and a few elites of the Moon God Palace, no one can absorb this much moonlight. As for the Lunar King, he can absorb infinite moonlight. You could even say the moon itself belongs to him. But I can absorb enough to deal with you. Since becoming a teacher at this academy, I've never used my full strength. But now, the time has come. You think only beasts go mad on a full moon night? My beast does the same. With that, he launches a powerful attack. The students whisper nervously. Someone's fighting. It must be a beast that went berserk because of the full moon. Even the teachers can't defeat it. They see someone walking toward the battlefield. The pink-haired girl shouts, "Hey, don't go there!" Then she realizes, it's the Lunar King. The Lunar King calmly says, the moon is about to rise. As he walks forward, he thinks I only have one beast capable of fighting. But for some reason, I always feel confident, especially on a full moon night. Sometimes it feels like the moon itself is watching me. The Black Moon agent shouts, "Black shark, show no mercy. Kill it." But suddenly, the rabbit grabs the shark. The man growls, "My black shark secured my position in the Black Moon Sect. How is it unable to defeat a wild beast? This creature is insane. It's not even in its senses." Bai and her friend watch secretly from the side. Bai whispers excitedly, "This is actually kind of thrilling." Her friend snaps, "Are you crazy? We need to leave." Bai protests, "Can't we stay just a little longer?" Her friend smacks her lightly on the head. "Do you think your life is that long that you can risk it like this?" Bai narrows her eyes. "I don't know why, but this beast feels familiar." Her friend replies, "It looks like a low-level rabbit, but its body is unusually large." The rabbit grabs the black shark by its ear and slams it violently into the ground. The Black Moon agent grits his teeth. "My black shark has recovery abilities, but it can't withstand this much damage. How dare a mere beast injure my shark? I won't spare you. Black shark, use your combat skills, swallow the moon." One by one, the shark releases an enormous force from its mouth. This attack continuously crushes the opponent's body until it dies. The pressure around the rabbit intensifies and its body begins to compress. No one has ever survived this attack. Swallow the Moon is invincible, but suddenly he freezes in shock. The rabbit absorbs the entire attack. "What? That's a combat skill. How can such a weak-looking beast possess a combat skill?" Bai and her friend are stunned. Her friend quickly pulls her down. "Stay quiet. Do exactly as I say." She summons her fox, which moves forward and shields them completely. Meanwhile, the rabbit has absorbed too much force. Its body begins to swell. It's going to explode. The rabbit bursts, releasing all the stored energy. The black shark was completely destroyed in the explosion. As the smoke clears, the rabbit turns its gaze toward Bai and her friend. Her friend whispers, "We barely survived." She prepares to summon another beast in panic, but the rabbit doesn't attack them. Bai quickly says, "Don't provoke it. You won't be able to handle it." The two girls hold each other tightly. "We're not going to survive this." But the rabbit remains still. Her friend thinks nervously, "Why isn't it doing anything?" Suddenly, the rabbit moves forward and grabs the Black Moon agent. The man struggles. "You're not a high-level beast, are you? What do you think? You can just escape like this? This is the Lunar King's territory. He will definitely come here." Before he can finish, the rabbit slams him violently onto the ground and raises its foot to crush him. Watching this, Bai panics. "What should we do? It's going to kill him. Should I use Xiao Bai?" Her friend quickly stops her. "Don't be stupid. Xiao Bai is only a high-level pet. It can't stop that thing. And if it dies and revives, its loyalty will decrease." Bai hesitates. "Fine, I'll try once." She was about to step forward when suddenly the Lunar King arrives. He stops her calmly. "Stay where you are. You are not qualified to fight it." The Lunar King walks toward the battlefield. Bai's friend whispers in shock. There's light radiating from him. Is he really human? He looks like a god. The Lunar King observes the rabbit carefully. Judging by its size and appearance, it is not a supreme beast. That means there's only one possibility. 10 minutes earlier, he had been secretly watching the fight. Can I defeat this thing? Even a 4-star Beastmaster couldn't stop it. It defeated a high-level beast in one strike. My Morpho Butterfly and Moon in the lake wouldn't even leave a scratch on it. If I want information about it, I need to touch it at least once. What should I do? Should I just run away? Then he noticed something. The rabbit wasn't attacking the two girls. That means it's not a high-level beast. Back to the present. Seeing the Lunar King approach, the Black Moon agent thinks excitedly. It's the Lunar King. Now I'll finally witness his true power. No one in this world has ever truly seen his pet or his full strength. But suddenly, Bai's tiger lifts the injured man and carries him away. Let's leave immediately, the Black Moon agent pleads. Please don't take me away. But the tiger disappears with him. The Lunar King speaks calmly. You're a beast that becomes irritable during a full moon. But you're not insane. You're simply doing what you want. And only a low-level beast would behave like that. I understand now. You came here looking for me. He extends his hand toward the rabbit. Bai's friend whispers, What is the Lunar King doing? Bai shouts, Lunar King, run away! The rabbit suddenly attacks him. Bai cries, he didn't even summon a beast. It's going to pin him to the ground. But at that moment, Moon in the lake appears and blocks the attack. The Black Moon agent gasps, What is this power? I've never seen anything like it. It's mysterious. Is this what the Black Moon Sect warned me about? Is this the Emperor? Has the Emperor truly returned? Meanwhile, the Lunar King thinks, My luck is good. Moon in the lake saved me, but it's exhausted. It can't withstand another attack. At least now I know what this monster is. It's the small moonlight rabbit. There's no need to fight anymore. I was right. It didn't attack the girls. Then the Lunar King says aloud, A moon deficit physique rabbit cannot absorb moonlight daily. That's why everyone thinks you're weak. But no one knows. On a full moon night, you can defeat even high-level beasts. At that moment, the academy teachers arrive. Are we too late? The Black Moon agent replies, You're not late, but honestly, you didn't need to come. The teacher frowns. What do you mean? The Lunar King is here. If he hadn't arrived, we would all be dead. The Lunar King thinks, so reinforcements arrived, but what's the point now? He looks at the rabbit. Did you come here because of me? Suddenly the rabbit bows before him. Everyone was stunned. The Lunar King smiles faintly. It seems you like me more than I expected. Fine. Let's meet again where we first met. The rabbit turns and leaves. One of the teachers asks, should we chase it? But the Lunar King doesn't respond. The Black Moon agent growls, that beast attacked your territory. How can you let it go? The Lunar King slowly turns back. Was that an attack? At that moment, the half moon in his eyes transforms into a full moon. Suddenly, the Black Moon agent finds himself inside a dark void. A voice echoes, Blackwell, did you see it? What exactly did you see? Answer us. Memories flash before him. The rabbit, the battlefield, the Lunar King's eyes. He trembles. Yes, I saw it. I saw the Emperor inside the Lunar King's eyes, and it was terrifying. The mysterious voice replies calmly, you've done well. I came to inform you, Senzing entered the Northern Territory last night. Keep an eye on Senzing, and keep watching the Lunar King. Report everything to us. Suddenly, the Black Moon agent wakes up. This is the Academy's medical room. Was that a dream? No, it wasn't a dream. It must have been an order from the higher-ups delivered through telepathy. And it seems Senzing has already arrived in our territory. The scene shifts to the Lunar King. The low-level rabbit was sitting on top of him. As soon as he wakes up and sees it, he jumps slightly in shock. Oh, right. I remember now. I signed a contract with this rabbit. Last time, I told it we would meet again where we first met. It waited for me there. That's when I signed the contract. He reflects on his current pets. I have a flash butterfly, low level, a moonlight rabbit, also low level, and my strongest beast is Moon in the Lake, a high-level beast. But this rabbit, on a full moon night, it can even defeat high-level beasts. I don't even know what its true upper limit is. Just then, the rabbit bites his foot. Seeing this, the Lunar King sighs. I should go to the Moon Pavilion and figure out what's wrong with this rabbit. When he steps outside, he notices students rushing in one direction. What's happening? They don't look like they're running because of yesterday's chaos. He overhears a group of girls talking. A supreme-level moonlight beast has appeared nearby. It's not far from the academy. We should try to form a contract with it. The Lunar King pauses. A supreme-level beast? Supreme beasts don't usually travel. He searches for information and discovers. A supreme-level beast named Senzing has entered the northern region. It traveled hundreds of miles to arrive. Millions have gathered just to see it. Senzing is a supreme-level weapon-type beast. Even Emperor Kang Yuo and the 10 players tried to claim it, but Senzing chose none of them as its master. Some girls glance at the Lunar King and whisper, since Senzing appeared yesterday, no one has been able to claim it. Even the continent's strongest forces failed. Everyone believes it came to the north for its master, and that master is the Lunar King. But unexpectedly, the Lunar King turns away and walks in another direction. The girls gasp. He changed his route. He's ignoring Senzing. As he walks, he thinks, to be honest, I want Senzing too. But if I go there among millions of people and fail, I might die on the spot. It's better not to take the risk. And why do I even need Senzing? I already have a very cute supreme-level beast. I should go meet my supreme-level beast instead. The scene shifts to the white-spotted deer. The Lunar King arrives. It's good to see you. Why should I chase something far away when I already have something valuable nearby? The deer looks at him curiously. Why are you here? Senzing arrived in the northern region yesterday. Don't you want it? The Lunar King asks. Did you read about Senzing on the internet? The deer scoffs lightly. I don't need the internet. I sensed long ago that Senzing would arrive in the northern region. But aren't you going? Someone might conquer it before you do. The Lunar King calmly replies, no, I don't need it. He reaches into his pocket and takes out a pill. This is for you. The deer blinks. A gift? Why? The Lunar King thinks, if you hadn't calmed the low-level beasts yesterday, a disaster could have happened. But if I tell you that, you'll get too excited, so I won't say anything. The deer examines the pill. This is special food. Only supreme-level beasts eat this. It's very expensive. The Lunar King thinks, she's a supreme-level beast, a descendant of an emperor-level lineage, but she was never given proper food because everyone thinks she's only intermediate level. With the Sungi Sect under me, I have plenty of high-grade resources. This pill means nothing to me. However, the deer carefully places the pill into a box instead of eating it. The Lunar King frowns slightly. What are you doing? The deer replies casually. I don't eat snacks just like that. I eat snacks while watching movies and reading novels. The Lunar King nods. I see. All right, I should leave. If I stay too long, people might start suspecting your identity. Then he suddenly remembers something. The white-spotted deer has a phone. The Lunar King looks at her and says, I'm sending you a friend request. Make sure you accept it. We see the deer accept his request. When the Lunar King sees her profile picture, he freezes for a moment. That's the founder of the Beast Control Academy, the one who established it 1,000 years ago. So that means the Academy's founder was her ancestor. And if she reaches the Emperor level one day, will she look like this too? He pauses. She would be incredibly beautiful. The deer notices him staring. What's wrong? The Lunar King quickly replies, nothing. I should go now. I'll come see you again tomorrow. As he walks away, he thinks, what nonsense was I even thinking just now? Meanwhile, the white-spotted deer thinks to herself, even though a supreme-level beast has arrived in the northern region, the Lunar King doesn't seem to care about it at all. I must be more important to him. He came just to see me. She immediately shakes her head. No, I shouldn't think like that. He's probably doing this to recruit me into the Sungu Sect. I've read so many boss novels. Characters always act like this. But he did say he would come again tomorrow. Will he really come? The narrator continues. 3 days pass, yet the Lunar King never goes to see Senzing. Because of him, no one from the Sungu Sect steps forward either. This confuses everyone. Why hasn't the sect made a move? Students from the academy arrive to see Senzing. A teacher shouts, no one is allowed to touch Senzing. You are only here to observe and learn. Anyone entering must take responsibility for their own safety. She sighs while collecting signatures. Why am I stuck here managing all these children? Then she notices someone. Teacher Blackwell? What are you doing here? You're still injured. You should be resting. Blackwell replies calmly, my beast is currently reviving. The therapist said I can walk around and do light work. The teacher nods. In that case, I'll leave the sign-in duty to you. She smiles in relief. Good, at least I'm free from this job. Students approach one by one. Teacher Blackwell, are you all right? Yes, I'm fine. As students continue signing in, a cloaked girl steps forward. On her sleeve was the symbol of the Black Moon Sect. The moment Blackwell sees it, his expression stiffens. She's from the Black Moon Sect. What is she doing here? The scene shifts. Another academy teacher observes the overwhelming aura surrounding Senzing. The aura of a supreme-level beast is terrifying. Obtaining it won't be easy. A golden-haired man from the Beast Controller Academy says, if someone who isn't a Moonlight-type Beastmaster enters the barrier, Senzing may become enraged, and that person's life could be in danger. Nearby stands the leader of the Falling Moon Sect. She smirks. Your sect isn't even Moonlight-type. Why are you trying to compete for Senzing? The blue-haired woman responds, I understand. I'll call the students back. But I'll stay. I want to see who actually obtains Senzing. The Lingyu sect leader mutters, that woman is truly cunning. She won't enter the barrier herself. The academy teacher steps forward. We shouldn't fight among ourselves. Our priority is making sure no one who isn't Moonlight type enters, and no supreme-level beast pets should enter either. That could provoke Senzing. The Falling Moon sect leader asks, is that why the Lunar King hasn't come? The teacher nods. That's possible. More students arrive and the teachers grow nervous. I hope nothing happens to the children. The golden-haired teacher announces, we are about to enter Senzing's sector. Listen carefully. First, while Senzing is asleep, no one can kill it. Second, if it awakens suddenly, it will release massive energy. Approaching it at that moment is equivalent to death. The scene shifts again. The Lunar King was chatting with the white-spotted deer. She messages him, did you know people from the Moon God Palace and Emperor Kangyue's faction have returned? The Lunar King thinks, she's trying to make me go there. But I heard Senzing didn't just chase people away. It beat them badly. I have no interest in getting beaten. He replies, I'm not going. The deer responds, I think Senzing came here to evolve. All the powerful figures have already tried. Are you still not going to try? The Lunar King thinks, this deer is truly foolish. What exactly would I accomplish by going? If I fail, everyone will say the Supreme Lunar King died there. They'll say I was a fraud, that the Morpho Butterfly was just a glowing decoration. They'll say the Sunday Sect had no real value, and history will write my name in disgrace. Suddenly an idea strikes him. The scene shifts to Senzing's location. The cloaked girl thinks, why hasn't the Lunar King arrived yet? If he came, he would definitely conquer Senzing. But if I obtain Senzing first, I'll kill every Beastmaster here, and I won't allow a single piece of information to leak out. Just then, her phone lights up. She receives a message. The Lunar King has left his residence and is heading toward Hidden Mountain, the place where Senzing is located. Her expression darkens. I was just about to conquer Senzing. Why is the Lunar King coming now? At that moment, the golden-haired teacher walks over. How long are you going to play with your phone? You're about to approach a supreme beast. Pay attention. The cloaked girl bows slightly. Please forgive me, teacher. The teacher responds coldly. If you cannot maintain discipline, you may leave. The cloaked girl thinks viciously. So the teacher wants to teach me a lesson. Once I conquer Senzing, I'll torture her worse than death. The golden-haired teacher gathers all the students. The stone in my hand is called a teleport stone. If you crush it, you'll be teleported to a safe location. Remember, if you notice any disturbance from Senzing, crush it immediately. If you stay inside during an awakening, you will definitely die. The cloaked girl thinks, the Lunar King will be here soon. The students begin entering the barrier. A blue-haired girl watches carefully. All of them are only 2 or 3-star beast masters. How can they even think of conquering Senzing? Even 8-star Beastmaster Kan Yue couldn't do it. Until the Lunar King arrives, this place will remain boring. But suddenly, her gaze falls on the cloaked girl. She senses an extremely terrifying aura radiating from her. Startled, she quickly hides behind a rock. What was that? What level is she? She's a monster. She can't possibly be an academy student. Meanwhile, the cloaked girl thinks, I must decide how to obtain Senzing before the Lunar King arrives. This is going to be interesting. She steps inside the barrier. The blue-haired girl approaches the golden-haired teacher. Vice President Kan Lui, why did you allow 2-star students inside? Are you also waiting for the Lunar King? They won't be able to do anything except witness the Supreme Beast's power. Kan Lui replies calmly, if I sent you inside instead, you wouldn't accomplish anything either. You would only return after watching. The blue-haired girl thinks she has no idea about that black-cloaked girl. If she knew, she wouldn't say that. Suddenly, everyone feels a terrifying surge of aura. The Lunar King has arrived. Everyone turns toward him in shock. What is the Lunar King doing here? Kang Lui steps forward. Lord Lunar King, are you here to conquer Senzing? The leaders of the Falling Moon Sect and Lingyu Sect speak anxiously. If Senzing becomes enraged because of his presence. Kan Lui interrupts sharply. You're foolish. If Lord Lunar King has come, he must be fully prepared. He will make Senzing surrender with his power. But inside, the Lunar King was thinking something completely different. I only came to touch Senzing and gather information. I need to confirm whether I can actually conquer it. He lifts his foot to step into the barrier. Suddenly, the Book of Moon opens before him. After reading something inside, he slowly withdraws his foot. Everyone was confused. What is the Lunar King doing? Instead of entering, he takes out his phone. Kan Lui approaches. Lord Lunar King, what happened? The Lunar King's expression turns cold. What were you all doing here? How did someone from the Black Moon Sect enter while you were guarding this place? Everyone was shocked. A Black Moon Sect member entered? The Lunar King raises his voice. Don't worry. From now on, this entire area is under the Sungu Sect's control. No one may enter without my permission. I will personally oversee everything. The blue-haired girl thinks, the black-cloaked person I saw, she must be from the Black Moon Sect. The Lingyu Sect leader frowns. Weren't Black Moon Sect members already driven out by the Sungu Sect? Why are they here? The Falling Moon Sect leader adds, will this create problems for our students? Kan Lui reassures them. All students have teleport stones. If they face danger, they can escape immediately. Meanwhile, the Lunar King thinks, the one they sent is called Quiet Li Vera. She possesses a supreme-level beast. It seems today I may face a powerful opponent. Perhaps the greatest challenge of my life, but it doesn't matter. With that, he steps into the barrier. Everyone watches in awe. So this is the Lunar King. His aura is overwhelming. Blackwell's eyes narrow. He's going after our sect member. He suddenly shouts, we need to ensure the Lunar King's safety. He's also our student. The academy teacher responds helplessly. What can we even do? He's stronger than all of us. Blackwell clenches his fists. I don't care. I'm going in to help him. The others stare at him in confusion. He doesn't even belong to the Sungu Sect. Why does he care so much about the Lunar King? Just as Blackwell attempts to enter, a massive burst of energy knocks him backward. A girl from the Sungu Sect steps forward. Are you planning to protect the Lunar King? Blackwell recognizes her. She's from the Sungu Sect. She continues coldly. This entire area is under Sungu's authority. Did you not hear our leader? No one may enter. The scene shifts. Inside the barrier, the Black Moon Sect girl wanders around. It's been 10 minutes and I still haven't found Senzing. All the academy students who came here got scared and crushed their teleport stones to escape. That's good. No one will interfere with me now. As she moves forward, she suddenly senses a terrifying aura. When she turns around, she sees Senzing. Looking at it, she murmurs, so, this is truly a supreme-level weapon. She steps forward confidently. Senzing, follow me. Emperor Kanyu and the 10 players failed to obtain you because they were arrogant. They didn't take a supreme weapon like you seriously. I may not be as powerful as them. I'm only a 6-star Beastmaster, but I will never disrespect you. Come with me. She stretches out her hand. Suddenly, Senzing forms a barrier around itself. The girl freezes. How is this possible? You rejected me? The sect told me I was qualified to obtain you. Why won't you follow me? What's going wrong? Suddenly, several people appear behind her. Members of the Lingyu sect. You injured more than 20 of our people. We're here for revenge. Our men said a Beast Control Academy girl with snake-like eyes attacked them. Hearing this, the Black Moon Sect girl laughs. One of them demands, why are you laughing? She smirks coldly. I was already in a bad mood, and now more fools have come to die at my hands. She summons her beasts. King of the Moon, Floating Scene Under the Moon, Thunder Moon. All 3 are high-level beasts. The Lingyu sect members were stunned. All 3 are high-level beasts. How did she summon them all at once? She taunts them. Don't you have high-level beasts too? I won't hesitate before attacking. Summon them now. Without waiting, she orders her beasts to attack. Moments later, many of the Ling Yu Sect's beasts were destroyed. She turns back towards Senzing. Did you see my power? But Senzing gives no response. Her frustration grows. Just then, the Lunar King arrives. So, what are Black Moon Sect members doing here? To be honest, seeing you so frustrated is quite amusing. The girl smirks. So you finally came, Lunar King? Aren't you just a one-star beast master? Where are your guards? Do you think having an emperor-level beast means you have everything? Inside, the Lunar King thinks, if I truly had an emperor-level beast, I would have everything, but I don't. So I'll have to rely on my brain. Aloud, he says calmly, let me give you some advice. Before the Sungha Sect completely seals this place, leave. Otherwise, you'll die a very miserable death. The girl hesitates. He figured out my identity so quickly. He's powerful, and if the Sungha Sect arrives, I'll be trapped. Should I retreat or attack him? Meanwhile, the Lunar King thinks desperately. Please stall a little longer. I just need to touch Senzing. He looks at Senzing and murmurs, so, this is the supreme weapon capable of cutting through stars. As he moves to touch it, the Black Moon Sect girl launches 3 powerful strikes toward him. The Lunar King doesn't even react. At that moment, Moon in the Lake forms a shield and blocks all 3 attacks. The girl was stunned. What is happening? My attacks aren't working, and he hasn't even summoned his main beast yet. The Lunar King internally sighs in relief. I was terrified, so scared I couldn't even turn around. Good thing Moon in the Lake saved me. The girl grows furious. How dare you look down on me? You didn't even notice my attack. Without an emperor-level beast, you're nothing. The Black Moon Sect girl releases a massive surge of power, blood seeping from her body due to the strain. Then she summons her strongest beast, Otsutsuki Ghoul. The Lunar King thinks calmly. I knew the Black Moon Sect wouldn't send someone weak. She already summoned 3 high-level beasts. This must be a supreme level one. A massive snake appears. She declares confidently, this is my strongest beast. You won't survive against it. Yet the Lunar King's expression remains unchanged. Seeing this, she grows uneasy. He isn't reacting at all. He's not even taking my supreme beast seriously. How strong is he? Inside, the Lunar King thinks, I've read enough about myself. When facing a supreme beast, I must look at it with cruelty. At least if I die, people will respect me. The girl shouts, Lunar King, you're facing a supreme level beast. Are you still not going to summon your pet? The giant serpent slams into the ground, shattering the earth beneath them. Meanwhile, the Lunar King thinks, if that snake had hit me directly, I'd already be dead. The serpent unleashes a poisonous breath attack toward him. But once again, Moon in the Lake protects him. Inside his mind, he calculates, Moon in the Lake has already used 30% of its power. If they want to break its shield, they'll have to work much harder. The Black Moon Sect girl watches in disbelief. So this is the power of the legendary moon god. The Lunar King says calmly, I'm going to deal with Senzing first. After that, it'll be your turn. The girl clenches her fists. He's incredibly powerful. I attacked him and he's still ignoring me. I just need to see whether his shield can protect him from Senzing. Senzing's power can cut through stars. The moment the Lunar King touches Senzing, a massive surge of power erupts. Senzing's spirit manifests outside the barrier. The students panic. What's happening? Has Senzing been released? We need to run. Senzing begins releasing overwhelming energy. Inside, the Lunar King thinks nervously. Moon in the Lake has already used 30% of its strength. Can it block this too? Even Moon in the Lake seems frightened. The Lunar King swallows hard. What do I do now? And how is that girl protecting herself? The Black Moon Sect girl wraps herself inside her giant serpent, forming a defensive shield while sending attacks toward the Lunar King. There's no way to stop this, he mutters. White-spotted deer. The scene shifts outside. Members of the Ling Yu Sect confront the academy teachers. A Beast Control Academy girl attacked us. How can your academy allow this? The Falling Moon Sect master calms them. Settle down. That girl wasn't from the academy. She belongs to the Black Moon Sect. She thinks to herself, it's fortunate these students survived. That girl was strong enough to kill them all. But why is the Sungha Sect girl so calm? Isn't she worried about the Lunar King's safety? Suddenly, the Sungha Sect girl senses something terrifying. Run! Senzing has awakened. Chaos erupts as everyone flees. She whispers, I can feel 2 overwhelming forces. One is Senzing, and the other, is it my master? Inside the barrier, the Lunar King thinks urgently, Senzing will attack within 3 seconds. If it hits me, I'm finished. What should I do? The white-spotted deer isn't here. Fine, I'll message her. He quickly sends a message. Then he stands in front of Senzing in a dramatic pose. Suddenly, a massive explosion detonates. Many students were blown into the air. The Sungha Sect girl protects everyone. Was that Emperor-level power? Vice President Kang Lu shouts. The Lunar King is still inside. The Sungha Sect girl mutters, I don't know what's happening in there, but no matter what, our leader must be safe. The Black Moon Sect girl emerges from her serpent's protection. I almost died from the smoke. Senzing's power is terrifying. Senzing's spirit vanishes, returning to its weapon form. She looks around. Where's the Lunar King? He was standing right next to it. Did the blast turn him to ash? If so, then he died because he interfered with my plan. That means I killed the Lunar King. She begins laughing. I killed the Lunar King. He was such a fool. He was looking at his phone even as he died. I just killed the strongest and most famous man in this world. And now, Senzing belongs to me. But suddenly, Senzing's spirit manifests again. Her serpent is already severely weakened. How will it fight like this? Then a voice echoes from the smoke. The Lunar King steps out, completely unharmed. The girl stares in shock. That's impossible. The smoke didn't even touch him. How powerful is he? Then she sees it. Behind the Lunar King stands the white-spotted deer. Her eyes widen. Is that an emperor-level beast? Supreme beasts aren't usually that large. Its power feels incredibly intense. What is this thing? Should I retreat? No. Even if I die, I need to see how powerful the Lunar King's beast truly is. This is an opportunity I'll never get again. The smoke clears completely. The white-spotted deer stands fully revealed, 4 to 5 times larger than her Otsutsuki ghoul. She gasps. In terms of size alone, my beast is among the strongest supreme beasts in the Black Moon Sect. But compared to this, it's nothing. How can a 1-star beast master control something like this? Meanwhile, the Lunar King was just as shocked. This is unbelievable. How did the white-spotted deer become this large? And how did she arrive here in a single second? If she hadn't come, I would definitely be dead. He notices a shadow behind her, ancient and divine. Is that her ancestral form? In the future, will she look like that? The white-spotted deer looks at him and asks, "Can you stop Senzing?" The Lunar King frowns. "Didn't I call you here to defeat it? And now you're asking me?" He exhales. "Fine. I'll check the Book of Moon and see how it can be defeated." Inside, he thinks, if I don't find anything useful, I'll escape with the white-spotted deer. He opens the Book of Moon. It reveals, Senzing is a moonlight supreme beast born in ancient times. During a special period, it repeatedly falls into deep sleep and travels from place to place. No matter how much effort it makes, it cannot recover something it once lost. It is even older than the moon god, and no one truly knows its origin. Meanwhile, the Black Moon Sect girl, terrified, begins running. Otsutsuki ghoul, protect me. But her serpent was already weakened. Senzing turns its gaze toward the white-spotted deer. The deer releases her own aura. Why are you staring at me? At that moment, the Lunar King suddenly rushes toward Senzing. The girl was stunned. What is he doing? He was standing in the safest spot, and now he's running toward it? The Lunar King speaks firmly. Senzing, are you searching for your sheath? The moment he says that, Senzing regains clarity. The Lunar King continues, I swear upon my moon goddess, within 3 years I will return what you have lost, but in exchange, you must accept my request. Silence fills the air. Then, Senzing's spirit dissolves back into its weapon form. The Black Moon Sect girl was shocked. What is happening? Why did Senzing listen to him? Suddenly, Senzing merges into the Lunar King's body. The white-spotted deer realizes that Senzing has accepted him. He's truly become much stronger. The Black Moon Sect girl trembles. This is impossible. Countless grandmasters and thousands of beastmasters failed. No one can force Senzing into submission. It chooses its master. And right in front of me, it chose the Lunar King. It accepted him because it knew it couldn't defeat him. He truly deserves to be the strongest in this world. I must inform the Black Moon Sect immediately, or my entire sect will be destroyed. In desperation, she orders the Otsutsuki ghoul to attack. The Lunar King narrows his eyes. She's seen too much. I can't let her leave alive. The white-spotted deer attacks. With a single strike, the serpent was annihilated, and the entire mountain collapses from the impact. The Lunar King thinks in disbelief. She saved my life with just one move. The injured girl finally realizes the truth. Moon Pavilion's white-spotted deer? Lunar King. I understand now. She isn't an intermediate-level beast. She's a descendant of that emperor. That's why, even at the supreme level, she's overwhelmingly powerful. I can't die here. This information is more important than my life. She grabs her teleportation crystal to escape, but suddenly it disappears from her hand. She freezes. What? The Lunar King's low-level butterfly has stolen it. Because it's so weak, she never even sensed its presence. The Lunar King thinks calmly. It's good that I have a low-level beast. He looks at her. It's too late. She smiles faintly. Even if it's too late now, I understand why you are called the Lunar King. To fight you would have been an honor. Before she can move, the white-spotted deer ends her life. The scene shifts outside. The Lunar King emerges from the barrier. The Sungu Sect girl greets him respectfully. He says calmly, there's a dead, supreme-level beast inside. Dispose of it. I've killed the Black Moon Sect girl, and I've obtained Senzing. News spreads rapidly. The Lunar King has conquered Senzing. The entire world was shaken. The major forces become extremely uneasy. The scene shifts to Emperor Kang Yue's holy sect. She was bathing when a servant rushes in. Emperor Kang Yue, the Lunar King has conquered Senzing. She remains calm. Why are you panicking? I already knew this would happen. The Lunar King is blessed by the Moon Goddess. He is also the holder of the Book of Moon. This outcome was inevitable. He was born with the strength of a 4-star beast master, and his eyes surpass any beast of any level. With them, he can perceive everything about moonlight beasts. In truth, he has been granted every power of moonlight. She closes her eyes thoughtfully. Soon, the Moon God Festival will begin, and when it does, the world will change completely. The scene shifts to the Black Moon Sect. A girl approaches a man. Lord Holy Sun, everyone you summoned has arrived. The man looks calm. Antelope, do you think I would lose if I fought the Lunar King? She replies confidently. In this entire sect, I believe only you can defeat the Lunar King and restore our lost prestige. Suddenly, a voice echoes from the water. Son of the Black Moon, we trust your plan completely. You will not disappoint us. 2 figures reveal themselves. 9 Prison Star, Lost Moon, and 9 Prison Star, Lost Road. Lost Moon says, if we lose this battle, no one will be able to save our sect from the Lunar King. Lost Road adds, resisting his power will be extremely difficult. But the Son of the Black Moon smirks. Don't worry, my plan will succeed. Let's head to the Moonlight Beast Control Academy. The Moon God Festival is approaching, and when it begins, we will kill the Lunar King. The scene shifts to the Moon Pavilion. The white-spotted deer asks, is the Moon God Festival really about to begin? She explains, during the festival, the Moon God grants guidance to the strongest individual. The last festival was held 1,000 years ago. The Lunar King replies, the Academy principal summoned me earlier. He said that during the festival, everyone will fight to reach the top and receive the Moon God's guidance. The reward is so great that people will go mad for it. It will cause massive battles across the continent, and it won't end until the strongest person defeats everyone else. That means I must defeat Emperor Kang Yue within 3 years. In exchange for telling me this, the principal made a request. He asked me to save 2 children. People will try to sacrifice them during the festival. The Lunar King sighs internally. I'm in serious trouble. This festival appears once every 1,000 years, and now it happens during my time. How am I supposed to defeat everyone? The white-spotted deer comforts him. Don't worry. In 3 years, Emperor Kang Yu might not even be worthy of standing near you. You could become the strongest. And if you had more pages of the Book of Moon, you could sign contracts with many beasts and grow even stronger. The Lunar King thinks in confusion. Pages? I have the entire book. How does she know about separate pages? Suddenly, the deer pushes him. Go away. I want to rest, and who knows, I might have to help you save those 2. The Lunar King crashes into a wall. Groaning, he mutters, even joking with a supreme-level being can be dangerous. I think my ribs are fractured. Information about the 2 girls appears before him. First girl, Bai, 16 years old. Belongs to the Bai Sheng lineage, daughter of an emperor, a human-tiger hybrid with the potential to become a supreme being. Her inner beast is still dormant. It may awaken at a higher level. The Lunar King thinks, I thought she was a cat girl. Turns out she's a tiger. Second girl, Bagyu, 4th princess of the Baiyu Empire, a highly prosperous nation. She summoned a supreme-level beast in childhood. Her potential is extraordinary. He sighs again. One is an emperor's daughter. The other is a princess. Saving them won't be easy. Maybe I should send the deer instead. The scene shifts. Bai says excitedly, the Lunar King has conquered Senzing. I never even dreamed of obtaining it myself. Her friend replies, how long are we gonna sit here? Let's go back to our room. From a distance, the white-spotted deer watches them. So this is the tiger hybrid girl. I must keep an eye on her. At least her scent is easy to remember. Suddenly, rain begins to fall. The deer frowns. If it rains, I should return to my pavilion. My abilities weaken significantly in the rain. But just as she says that, she senses an attack from behind. A massive water giant appears. It speaks coldly. One of our 5 targets is here. Girls, I'll give you 5 minutes. Summon all your beasts. I don't like killing beast masters secretly. I prefer a fair fight, and then I'll kill you. On the giant's body is a 7-star symbol. The white-spotted deer's eyes narrow. This beast belongs to a 7-star beast master. And if a 7-star master is here, does that mean an emperor-level figure is about to appear? The scene shifts. We see Princess Bagyu speaking confidently. So what if it's raining? We're still going to train today. Suddenly, a butterfly appears in front of her. She looks at it and says, this is just a low-level flash butterfly. Her maid quickly steps forward. Princess, please don't touch it. It's only a low-level beast. It lowers your status. Princess Bagyu frowns. Why do you always stop me from touching low-level beasts? You know, the Lunar King has an extremely powerful butterfly. What if this one belongs to him? Maybe he enjoys raising weaker butterflies too. Just then, Antelope appears. Oh, are you talking about the Lunar King? I also love discussing him. One of the maids snaps. Who are you? Step aside, we are escorting the princess. Antelope smiles. I'd like to join you. She summons her beast. I feel terrible using my supreme-level beast to fight a child. The maids panic. That's a supreme-level evil-type beast. She's from the Black Moon Sect. The scene shifts to the academy grounds. Vice President Kang looks worried. Bagyu and Bai still haven't arrived. I hope nothing happened to them. She turns to the students. Listen carefully. After many years, the Moon God Festival is about to begin again. When it starts, all beast masters will fight each other to gain the Moon God's favor. Every victory will grant dangerous and powerful rewards, and the final winner will receive an even greater blessing. Suddenly, the sky lights up. A voice echoes, "There's no point fighting each other. The real winner will be the one who kills the Lunar King." A giant moon-type beast appears. Vice President Kang shouts, "Children, run!" A massive explosion follows. She grits her teeth. "This is the work of a 7-star beast master. I'm strong enough to protect myself, but I don't know what happened to the students." Academy teachers rush in. "What happened?" The moon-type beast growls, "Someone absorbed my attack. That must have been the Lunar King." The Lunar King appears, standing calmly. He thinks, "Thanks to my battle with Senzing, Moon in the Lake has grown stronger. I can now expand the shield 3 times further, but protecting everyone used 40% of its power. If this attack had happened earlier, I wouldn't have survived." He smirks slightly. Now things are getting interesting. Red lightning flashes across the sky. Another 7-star beast appears. Vice President Kang gasps. 2 supreme-level beasts controlled by a 7-star master. That means there must be an emperor-level figure behind them. One beast mutters, "What's happening? We weren't supposed to kill everyone." The other replies, "Why is the Lunar King protecting these weaklings? The territory belongs to the Sun Goose Sect. That's why. We only need to hold off the Vice Masters." Vice President Kang shouts, "Do whatever you want, but leave the children out of this." The second beast nods. "Fine. You have 1 minute. Anyone who wants to leave may do so. After that, we show no mercy." The students flee immediately. The Lunar King steps forward. "How dare you invade my territory? Even an emperor wouldn't enter my domain so recklessly. Now that you're here, you won't leave alive." He summons Senzing. The professors were stunned. Vice President Kang whispers, "Senzing looks furious. It doesn't seem able to distinguish friend from foe. It looks ready to kill everyone." Senzing attacks both supreme beasts. A massive explosion shakes the ground. Vice President Kang thinks, "That attack was terrifying. Did they survive?" Inside a crater, both supreme beasts lie injured. They can't continue fighting. One growls weakly, "Even if we die, it won't matter." The other snarls, "If we die, our emperor will avenge us." The first beast begins channeling power into the second. The Lunar King feels the surge. So much attack force. Moon in the Lake's shield is barely holding. Only a small percentage of power remains. If I don't take serious action now, no one will survive. Senzing unleashes a massive slash toward both beasts. They panic. A tremendous explosion erupts. From afar, students watch in disbelief. Is the Lunar King doing all this? Look at the sky. There are 2 moons now. We see the moon-type beast evolve. It turns to the other and shouts, "Have you gone mad? Why did you force me to evolve for 5 minutes? Yes, evolving saved both our lives, but you have no idea what will happen now." The other lowers its head. "I'm sorry. I couldn't just stand there and watch myself die." The first beast growls, "Idiot, because of you, a full moon has formed. Fighting the Lunar King under a full moon is incredibly dangerous." They look ahead. The rabbit appears before them. One mutters, "Is that another supreme-level beast? But it doesn't look supreme, and it's not Senzing either. Does that mean we have to fight 2 supreme beasts of the Lunar King?" Meanwhile, Senzing grows even angrier and evolves further. But suddenly, it attacks the rabbit and kills it instantly. The beasts stare in shock. Did it just kill its own teammate? The scene shifts. Princess Bagyu's maids have summoned their beasts. Antelope laughs. "What a joke. In front of a supreme beast, all of this is trash." She orders her beasts to attack. All the maids' beasts were slaughtered. The princess summons her jade-skilled eagle. Antelope smirks. "So, you've summoned your young supreme beast, but it isn't a moonlight type. It doesn't match your attributes. That's why you can never use its full power." One maid quickly places the princess on her beast and tries to escape. Antelope sighs. This is getting old. With another strike, she kills all the maids. The beast, carrying the princess, collapses. Princess Bagyu falls to the ground. Antelope and her beast approach her. But suddenly, the flash butterfly slips from the princess's hands. It floats toward Antelope and her beast. Both freeze in fear. Antelope drops to her knees. "What is a flash butterfly doing here?" The princess seizes the chance and runs. Antelope trembles. "Forgive me, master. I can't continue this mission. For us Black Moon Sect members, the thing we fear most is the flash butterfly." She clutches her beast and begins crying. The scene shifts again. Bai and her friends stand before a supreme beast counting down. The deer thinks, "That's a supreme rain tyrant. In simple terms, a water-type emperor. This could be a serious problem." The rain tyrant says coldly, "I gave you a chance, but you didn't summon your beasts." It attacks, but suddenly, Bai and her friend are lifted into the air on a cloud. The rain tyrant frowns. "A cloud ability? That's not something White Saint clan members can use, so someone else is here." The white-spotted deer appears, standing gracefully on a cloud. Bai's friend gasps, an intermediate-level white-spotted deer saved us from a supreme beast? The deer thinks, I promised the Lunar King. I must protect them. The rain tyrant growls, I was sent by Huang Quan. I am here with my emperor's permission. The deer replies calmly, Huang Quan? So she didn't come personally. The rain tyrant narrows its eyes. How do you know my master? And don't say our emperor's name so casually. I am a supreme beast. I don't fight weaklings. The deer smiles. Fine, but I prefer bullying those weaker than me. I don't enjoy fighting stronger opponents. And since I came here, you already know why. The rain tyrant snarls and attacks. The deer teleports away. So you can teleport too, but tricks won't defeat me. It creates a boundary and slams the deer into the ground. Then it looks up. A full moon. Who created a full moon without permission? Have those two beasts gone insane? This territory has many moonlight-type beasts. A full moon heavily boosts them. Well, at least my enemy is defeated. I'll report this to the sect. But the deer stands up. Where are you going? Suddenly, she transforms into a beautiful woman. You'll have to wait until the full moon ends. I don't need the full moon to defeat you. The rain tyrant roars. What did you say? I'll fight under the full moon. Before it can finish, the white-spotted deer pierces it with her horn, splitting it in half. The rain tyrant gasps. How is this possible? That's transcendent-level power. Only Emperor-level blood can do that. A supreme beast shouldn't even be able to touch me. Anyone who comes here next must be extremely careful. She's far too powerful. The deer smiles faintly. I told you. I enjoy bullying the weak. After the fight ends, she is surrounded by people. She looks toward the mountain. It seems the Lunar King and the one behind all these attacks are up there. What should I do now? 3 minutes earlier, because of the full moon, Senzing enters a berserk state. That's why it attacked the rabbit. However, the rabbit regenerates immediately, and the two begin fighting each other. Scene shifts to the mountain. We see the son of the black moon with the 2 9 prison stars. They ask, Holy Sun, do you really think you can escape from the Sungu sect? He replies calmly, You're underestimating me. I learned about this escape route from a secret source. No one else knows about it. Suddenly, Senzing and the rabbit crash into the area mid-fight. The Black Moon members are shocked. The Moon King found us. Calm down, it might not be him. But then, the Lunar King emerges from inside the rabbit. They immediately grow nervous. The Lunar King speaks coldly. Black Moon Sect? Jing Yo, what are the 3 of you doing here? Huang Quan trembles. Why do I have to face the Lunar King under a full moon? She quickly says. Moon King, I'm only here as the Holy Sun's bodyguard. We didn't come here to fight you. But the Holy Sun steps forward boldly. Moon King, fight me. Huang Quan thinks, he just ruined everything. The Lunar King replies calmly, so you're declaring war on me? Fine. When the Moon God Festival begins, we'll fight, and I promise you at the Battle of Kings I will destroy everything you have. The Holy Sun thinks, 3 years ago, our headquarters was destroyed. I even lost my eyes fighting someone powerful. And even back then, this man was the same. Those eyes of his, they still irritate me. That's the true nature of the Moon King. Meanwhile, the Lunar King thinks, there's no point fighting them here. I'll delay this. He says aloud, you're like rats, struggling to survive. I can give you one chance. Since you dared to challenge me, I'll inform the Sungi sect to keep searching for you. You have 1 month to survive. I promise I won't touch you until then. He turns away. At that moment, Senzing releases another terrifying attack. A massive explosion slams the 3 Black Moon members into the ground. They struggle out of the rubble. Has the Moon King left? Senzing was incredibly powerful. If we hadn't used Emperor-level power, we'd be dead. We heard his warning. We should leave immediately. Huang Quan agrees. Yes, if Senzing attacks again, we won't survive. They quickly retreat. Scene shifts back. The Lunar King returns to the academy and looks at the destruction. The academy is in terrible shape, but Senzing and my rabbit have both grown much stronger. They defeated a 7-star beast without difficulty. Strange, I never officially signed contracts with strong beasts, and yet I've defeated so many powerful enemies. It seems the real Lunar King was far stronger than I realized. At that moment, the deer arrives. I fought a 7-star beast master. For a moment, I thought I might lose. If I hadn't been there, the children would have been in serious danger. The Lunar King remains silent, just staring at her. The deer suddenly realizes, oh, I forgot to change back. The Lunar King gently places his hand on her head. You did well. We'll discuss this further inside the Sungu sect. Scene shifts to the Sungi sect headquarters, Tianfei Island. A group arrives and looks around. This legendary island, it really looks like a paradise. How can people compare the Sungu sect with our Kangyo sect? Their leader Zhao Ji says firmly, we're not here to compare. Don't forget why we came. We must take over the Sungu sect headquarters and show these poor people what real power and wealth look like. But as they enter the city, they hesitate. This place is extremely prosperous. Tourists are freely walking around. I don't think we could even afford what they earn in a single day. A man walks past behind them. It's the Lunar King. He narrows his eyes. What are people from the Kangyo Holy Sect doing here? The deer looks confused. Who are you talking about? Then she spots someone. That's Zhao Ji, isn't it? Her expression turns angry. She made nasty comments about your photo online. I even sent her private messages and cursed at her. I say we should arrest her. The Lunar King thinks helplessly. She only said something bad about me. I can't arrest her for that. He says, forget it, let's go. What would you like to do? As the deer looks around, she spots a sign. Pet Animal Eating Challenge. Her eyes light up. I want to participate. The Lunar King thinks awkwardly. She's my pet, and she wants to join an eating contest? What will people think of me? But then he overhears Zhao Ji speaking nearby. I'm about to become a saint in my sect. I'll definitely take the prize. The Lunar King wonders, what kind of prize has her so excited? Then he sees it, Emperor's Divine Water. The Lunar King frowns. That's a huge reward for such a small competition, and Ping Tong, the strongest emperor of the eastern region, they say she can travel thousands of miles in a single second. Very few people have ever seen her true appearance. I want to know who's actually organizing this event. The deer replies casually, your sect organized it. The Lunar King freezes. I never organized anything like this. Let's go see what's happening. Suddenly, he receives a notification from the Book of Moon. Open 5 draws, high-level beast. Open 30 draws, supreme-level beast. Open 100+ draws, emperor-level beast. The Lunar King smiles. So the Book of Moon has upgraded too. This is going to be interesting. Everyone gathers inside. The host announces, welcome to the Pet Animal Eating Challenge. I'm your host, Yor. Participants from both inside and outside the sect are welcome. Each trainer may summon 2 pets, but remember, this food is prepared for supreme-level beasts. Lower-level beasts may go insane just from the scent. Indeed, many low-level beasts begin struggling from the smell alone. The deer, however, looks extremely hungry. Zhao Ji says confidently, don't worry, I have powerful beasts, we won't lose. She summons her dry-flavored white butterfly, a supreme-level beast. She thinks proudly, no one here has a supreme beast. I can't lose. Then she looks at the Lunar King. Who is this guy bringing a mid-level beast here? Does he want it to die from overeating? Meanwhile, the deer is practically drooling. The contest begins. All beasts start eating. The deer eats calmly, effortlessly. Zhao Ji watches nervously. Is that really a supreme beast? No, it's just pretending. After some time, all normal beasts collapse. Even Zhao Ji's butterfly starts slowing down. She panics. If mine is struggling, what about his? She looks. The deer was still eating comfortably. The Lunar King whispers, don't overeat. Even if we lose, it's fine. The deer replies casually, these are just snacks. Who gets full from snacks? Zhao Ji mutters, looks like I'm gonna lose. I need to do something. She grits her teeth. I'm only a 4-star beast master. Maintaining 2 supreme beasts is risky, but for the Emperor's Divine Water, I have no choice. She summons her second beast, Supreme Green Spirit, Moon Soul. The moment it appears, it devours food rapidly. The deer thinks calmly, if it keeps eating like that, it'll get a stomachache. Zhao Ji smiles. With that much eaten, I definitely won't lose. Only 1 minute remains. Moon Soul has eaten 72 pills. The deer has eaten 34 pills. The Lunar King thinks, I'm about to lose. I need to act. Quietly, he summons Moon in the lake. In an instant, all the food disappears. The crowd gasps. There were over 100 pills on the table. Where did they go? Zhao Ji collapses in disbelief. This is impossible. The host announces, the competition is over. The winner is the man with the deer. Zhao Ji falls to her knees. I tried my best, but still lost. The host smiles strangely. Winner, please come with me. You'll receive your prize backstage. Inside a private room, she bows respectfully. Master, we have plenty of divine water here. You may take as much as you like, but why did you participate? The Lunar King narrows his eyes. So, you recognized me? She nods. Rumors say you travel with a deer. I suspected, now I'm certain. The Lunar King silently takes the Emperor's divine water. The moment he smells it, a violent shock runs through his body. The host panics. Master, what happened? He quickly opens the Book of Moon. A notification appears. You have touched Emperor-level divine water. 50 draws unlocked. Emperor-level beast Ping Tong resides in the eastern region. Later, the Lunar King returns to the Sungu Sect headquarters with the deer. Members tremble just by seeing him. The deer thinks, so this is his true status. People are terrified just by his presence. The Lunar King steps through a portal, into another dimension. Inside stands an overwhelming beast. The deer whispers, is that an overlord? He nods. Yes, this is one of the 12 moon palaces, the guardian beast of the Sungu Sect, Divine Sea. Divine Sea speaks calmly. Moon King, you finally came. Because of you, the Moon God Festival has been delayed for 3 years. The Western gods and many others are dissatisfied. The Lunar King thinks nervously. What is she talking about? I don't remember anything. Fine, I'll just go along with it. He says confidently, I came for the Moon God Festival. I want it to restart. But first, how can I win the Battle of Kings? Divine Sea replies coldly, I will not help you. He quickly adds, I meant, because of the Black Moon Sect. She frowns. Black Moon Sect, you are a miracle created by the gods, and you worry about such trivial threats? The Lunar King thinks helplessly. I'm just a one-star beast master. How am I supposed to fight emperors? Divine Sea hands him a ring. This is the token of the Northern Territory, granted by the Moon God. When you wear it, the festival will begin. He puts it on. Time freezes. A notification appears. The Northern Territory has entered the Moon God Festival. The Lunar King looks around. Where am I? Did I teleport? He checks his status. Name, Sulian. Rank, 1-star Beastmaster. Ability, can change appearance. He smiles. That's useful. I can disguise myself. 3 options appear. 1. Senzing. 2. The deer. 3. Divine Sea. He thinks, I can't look weak. If I do, everyone will underestimate me. He selects Divine Sea's form. Scene shifts to a grand hall. A woman declares proudly, the moon will never set. She is Holy Maiden Xiao Yui. From the south, Emperor Kong Yu arrives. Holy Maiden, it's been a long time. The Moon God Festival has finally begun. From the west, a small girl enters, the Western Region King. From the east, an Ice Region woman appears. Xiao Yui snaps, people from the Eastern Ice Region? Non-Moonlight Masters are polluting this sacred place. The woman replies calmly, the Moon God granted me a token. I have every right to be here. One by one, the strongest figures of the world take their seats. The Ice Region woman asks, why hasn't anyone from the Northern Region arrived? Emperor Kang Yo replies, there is only one representative from the north, the Lunar King. The Western Emperor adds, the same one who caused chaos 3 years ago. The moon disappeared for an entire month because of him. As they speak, a young woman suddenly walks forward. Everyone freezes in shock. Emperor Kang Yo stands up. This is impossible. That's not the Lunar King. That's a girl. She clenches her fist. How could the moon god make such a mistake? For 3 years, the competition was delayed because of the Lunar King. And now we're told the northern representative isn't him at all? Xiao Yu speaks coldly. It seems the Lunar King is nothing more than an ordinary human. There must be stronger candidates in the north. Otherwise, this girl would never be sitting in his place. As she speaks, she keeps glancing at Divine Sea. If she truly served under him, she would have reacted. But she doesn't seem affected at all. Through Divine Sea, the Lunar King watches everything. He sighs inwardly. Such a beautiful girl, yet such a foul mouth. They're completely shocked by Divine Sea's human form. Thankfully, the Book of Moon upgraded. That's why I gained such power. An announcement echoes through the hall. After thousands of years, the Moon God Festival will begin once again. The final winner will be crowned the King of Kings. But before the true battles begin, the moon desires entertainment. All of you shall fight among yourselves. However, the kings may not fight immediately, they must first observe. If any king attacks another king first, they will be disqualified. The beast you use must belong to you. Using external beasts will result in disqualification. Now, declare your sacrifices. The Lunar King thinks, what should I do? Should I choose a beast from the Sungu Sect? Suddenly, the Ice Region Queen speaks. This is boring. I plan to go last, but I'll go first. My sacrifice is an Emperor-level beast. Eastern Cherry Pink Pupils. The Lunar King was shocked. An Emperor-level contract. Next, Xiao Yu declares, my sacrifice is the Emperor-level Full Moon Fall. The Lunar King thinks, that's the strongest Emperor of the Moon Palace. Then the Western Queen declares, my sacrifice is the Emperor-level First Generation White Saint. The Lunar King narrows his eyes. That power, it's comparable to an overlord. The announcer says, remaining kings, declare your beasts. Emperor Kong Yue remains silent, waiting. The Lunar King thinks, why is she waiting? Should I choose the deer? He opens the Book of Moon. A revelation appears. The white-spotted deer is the founder of the Beast Control Academy, an ancient-level beast from the northern region. One of the 12 palace guardians 10,000 years ago. After the fall of the White Deer Palace, she dropped from overlord level to emperor level. Her power declined, and she entered a long slumber. When the true moonlight fully descends, she will awaken again. Another message appears. Only one guardian remains alive in the northern region. A countdown begins. Decide quickly, or forfeit. The Lunar King finally understands. She's the direct descendant of the White Deer Palace Guardian, the key to reopening the 12 Moon Palaces. Right now, she's only at Supreme level, but once she gains Moon Fate, she'll ascend back to Emperor level. And Moon Fate can only be obtained if the Moon God Festival is successfully completed. The countdown nears 0. The Lunar King chooses the white-spotted deer as his sacrifice. She is registered as an Emperor-level beast. Emperor Kong Yu frowns. That beast doesn't belong to the Sungi Sect. The Lunar King thinks, then what did she choose? She reveals her sacrifice, a supreme-level beast, the sheath that once belonged to Senzing. The Lunar King's eyes widen. That's the sheath Senzing has been searching for all these years, and it's in her possession. The announcement echoes, all 5 kings have declared their beasts. The festival begins now. One by one, the kings teleport away. The Lunar King returns to Divine Sea. She says softly, did you feel it? The Moon God Festival has officially begun. Go, Moon King, fight for your throne. He nods. I'll go prepare. We've spoken enough for today. Divine C replies, we will meet again after the festival ends. After he leaves, Divine C thinks, why did he ask about the holy son of the Black Moon Sect? To him, that boy is nothing more than an ant. He seems confused about his own power. Yet he doesn't realize he is the chosen one of the Book of Moon, the one all emperors fear. And it seems his true memories are finally about to return. She gazes into the distance. When the world finally sees the real Lunar King, what will their reaction be? Outside, the entire sky had turned blood red. Everyone was panicking. What's happening here? Why has the moon turned red like blood? At the same time, a moon-shaped mark appeared on everyone's hands. People began to worry, wondering if this was some kind of natural disaster. The scene shifts. We see Emperor Kan Yu, and a servant approaches her. Great Emperor, the Moon God Festival has begun. Kan Yu thinks in confusion. How is this possible? All the gods are watching the Lunar King, and the moon's blessing belongs to him alone. Does that mean I've been focusing on the wrong opponent all these years? The Lunar King isn't even worthy. Servant asks, what about our disciples? Kang Yue commands, tell all disciples to prepare for action. Within 1 month we will attack the Sungu Sect. I will personally go there. I want to see what's really going on between the Lunar King and the Sect. The servant adds, a month later will be the night of the full moon. Facing the Lunar King on that day would be extremely foolish. No one knows what might happen. The Battle of Kings will be very dangerous. The scene shifts again. The Lunar King arrives on a rooftop riding the deer. He mutters, I don't know why, but the supreme level beasts around the academy are behaving very strangely. It also seems like all members of the Sungu Sect have gathered here. Just then, the owner of the Moon Pavilion approaches him. Lunar King, you've finally arrived. Emperor Kan Yu has declared war on us. The Lunar King reads the news. Emperor Kan Yu has declared war on the Moonlight Beast Control Academy. She is advancing from the southern territory with her forces and plans to sacrifice everyone here. He thinks, they declared war on the academy to test my power. Then he says calmly, don't worry, the Sungu Sect will handle everything. Give me a list of all participants, from both their side and ours. After saying this, he returns to his room. That night, while all his beasts are asleep, the Lunar King studies the situation. Looking at the list, he thinks, we can handle most of the attacking forces easily, but the real problem is the southern region. There's a girl named Zhao Ji who is about to become a saint. She has 2 supreme-level beasts. Can Senzing and the deer handle someone like her? Right now, my only forces are Senzing, the deer, and the rabbit, but the enemies I'll face are real emperors. With my current strength, I can't defeat them. There's only one miracle that could help, if my deer obtains a fragment of the moon and becomes an emperor-level beast. His gaze shifts toward the deer. Her chain, she should remove it at night. Maybe she forgot. I'll take it off for her. He removes the chain and lies down. Time to sleep. At midnight, he suddenly wakes up. It feels like someone is lying beside him. He turns and freezes. The deer has transformed into her human form. The Lunar King panics internally. What is happening? Did removing her necklace cause this? When she wakes up, she'll realize she's not wearing clothes and is sleeping next to me. She'll definitely kill me. Just then, the deer opens her eyes. Seeing her move, the Lunar King becomes even more nervous. I'm dead. She's definitely going to kill me. But instead, she calmly gets up. He asks nervously, aren't you angry? I removed your chain without permission. The deer replies casually, just put it back on me later. What's the problem? And why do you look so nervous? The Lunar King hesitates. Don't you feel embarrassed? She tilts her head. Why would I feel awkward? He thinks only emperor-level beasts can transform into humans, but she's acting like she doesn't even understand basic things like clothing. Maybe she doesn't know anything about human customs. The deer looks at him. What's wrong with you? He replies, your human form is incredibly beautiful. I've never seen anyone this beautiful before. Hearing this, the deer blushes. The scene shifts to morning. The deer wakes up and says, Su Liang, I don't know why, but ever since I met you, you always seem nervous. Is something bothering you? But today, you seem different. You look happy. The Lunar King nods. You're right. He thinks, I'm always worried about fighting enemies and being exposed. But knowing that the deer can become an emperor has relieved my stress. He smiles. Thank you. Because of you, I feel much calmer now. The deer looks confused, not understanding what he means. He continues, all right, let's prepare for the first battle of the Moon God Festival. We need to figure out how to defeat an emperor. The deer still wonders, but what did I even do? Then she says, anyway, let's go outside and play. The Lunar King quickly replies, at least wear clothes before going out. Soon, both of them arrive on the academy rooftop. The Lunar King asks, if I remove your chain, do you always transform into your human form? And why were you so serious this morning about where your chain was? The deer replies, this necklace is a keepsake from my mother. That's why I was worried about it. As for transforming, I first turned human on a full moon night. The necklace has nothing to do with it. I can transform anytime. She looks at him curiously. Why are you asking me all this? Weren't you supposed to prepare for the war against the emperors? The Lunar King looks around and says, this is the tallest building in the entire area. From here, we can observe everything. I'll prepare to face the emperors from here. The deer asks, but how? He replies, first, I need to check something. If I am the Lunar King, can I communicate with the moon god? As he says this, he summons his flash butterfly. The deer asks, how will you communicate with it? He points into the distance. Not here. Look over there. When the deer looks, she sees thousands of butterflies filling the sky. Lunar King said, normally, flash butterflies are pretty useless, but they love gathering in groups. When my butterfly goes out, it brings along many low-level beasts. That's why no one can tell which one is actually mine. Soon, all the butterflies gathered together, and suddenly, a massive explosion occurred. The deer asked in shock, what was that, and where did all the butterflies go? Lunar King replied calmly, don't tell anyone about this. On the night of the full moon, you'll understand what I'm planning. In reality, he had already formed connections with every single butterfly there. At that moment, a notification appeared. Using the Book of Moon, you can form connections with unlimited beasts. You have instantly connected with thousands of butterflies. Lunar King thought, no normal beast master could handle something like this. Yet even with thousands of beasts connected to me, I feel nothing at all. From what I know, the gods love miracles. As long as I keep showing them something extraordinary, they'll remain on my side. Meanwhile, the deer sat to the side, still a bit angry. The scene shifts to the city. A group of people walks in, observing the surroundings. These are mostly 1-star and 2-star beastmasters. Even finding a 3-star beastmaster here is rare. A hooded girl speaks. To be honest, our Emperor Kanye has already made thorough preparations. If we exclude the Lunar King, this Beast Control Academy is nothing. The only reason we take them seriously is because of him. A blonde girl nods. That's true. It's quite disappointing. Suddenly, she senses something and becomes nervous. Someone just looked at me. That presence was incredibly powerful. Their group leader steps forward and says calmly, don't worry, I felt it too. Whoever it was, we can't deal with them. It must be a top expert from the Sungu sect. It has nothing to do with us. At that moment, they had actually been noticed by the deer. Lunar King said, as expected, Kanye's forces have sent very powerful people. All of them have supreme-level beasts, but compared to me, they're nothing. The deer immediately snapped. Have you gone crazy? This is a battle between emperors, something that happens once in 1,000 years, and you're saying they're nothing compared to you? Lunar King smiled slightly. Are you still angry with me? Come on, don't be mad anymore. But the deer refused to listen. Lunar King thought, looks like I have no choice, I'll have to use my secret weapon. Then he casually mentioned the name of her romance novel. The deer instantly became embarrassed and glared at him. He smirked. Do you want me to tell everyone about the novel you've been reading? The deer snapped back, flustered. If you're gonna do that, you might as well just kill me. Lunar King said, fine, then come here. She frowned. What now? He said, I want to eat your tofu. And if you refuse, I'll tell the entire academy about your novel. The deer turned completely red with embarrassment. Lunar King quickly laughed. Relax, I was just joking. But unexpectedly, the deer stepped forward and hugged him. Lunar King froze, completely flustered. The deer said seriously, people are in danger right now. Stop messing around, and don't come to Moon Pavilion. I'm going there. With that, she disappeared instantly. Lunar King sighed. She's really fast. Gone in a second. She doesn't feel embarrassed about anything else, but mentioning her novel makes her panic. Just then, a girl appeared behind him. Master, I hope I didn't disturb you. Her sudden arrival startled him, but he quickly composed himself. What is it? He thought. Good thing I turned my face away. Otherwise, she would have seen how nervous I was. The girl reported, we severely injured the Holy Son of the Black Moon Sect. As per your orders, we didn't kill him. We let him go so he can face you in the Battle of Emperors. Lunar King nodded. Good. Don't worry. Wait for the full moon. On that day, the Black Moon Sect will be destroyed. The girl bowed. Understood, Master. Lunar King thought, some members of the Sungyu sect are incredibly powerful. They could easily wipe out a faction like the Black Moon Sect. Then he summoned Senzing. Senzing, I have a deal for you. On the night of the full moon, lend me your full strength. In return, I'll help you find your sheath. And Senzing agreed to it. The Moon King then said, let's take a look at Senzing's history. He summoned the Book of Moon, but a notification appeared saying that his level was not high enough to access all the information, so some details would remain hidden. Senzing is a Moonlight Supreme Beast, and she is connected to the 7 strings, which acts as her core weapon. In this world, there are 7 weapon-type Supreme Beasts, and among them, Senzing, paired with the 7 strings, is extremely powerful. The 7 strings possesses 7 different abilities, and when bonded with it, Senzing's level increases significantly. 2,000 years ago, Senzing and the 7 strings fought against one of the 12 holy palaces called Twin Worms, and they defeated it. However, after that battle, Senzing fell into a deep sleep, and only awakened 10,000 years later. At that time, the seven strings was still asleep and is currently located in the eastern region. A warning was then given to the Moon King. You are not strong enough to fight for the seven strings in the eastern region. Until you possess an immortal level beast, you are not qualified. The Moon King thinks, does the eastern region have an overlord level beast? Is obtaining the seven strings really going to be this difficult? He tells Senzing, the seven strings is in the eastern region, but if we want it, we must fight the Ice Feather Tealin Queen. Hearing this name, Senzing becomes visibly afraid and angry, yet helpless. The Moon King thinks, even the Sung Sect cannot fight the Tealin Queen. She is so powerful that even Emperor Kang Yuo is nothing compared to her. Still, I promised to bring the seven strings to Senzing within 3 years, but how can I defeat such an opponent in that time? Looking at Senzing, he adds, no matter what, I must bring it back for you. Please give me 3 years. Senzing was shocked. The Moon King asks, do you believe what I just said? For the first time Senzing speaks, you have the blessing of the moon god Morpho. That's why I trust you. Otherwise I would never have come with you or awakened from my sleep. The Moon King feels slightly annoyed and thinks, so she could speak all along? Yet she never said a word before. She even tried to kill me earlier. If Deer hadn't been there, I would have died. But there's no point dwelling on it now. He then says calmly, don't worry, I will fulfill your dream. But if I bring you the seven strings, what will you do? Senzing replies, if you do something that great for me, I will marry you. But without the seven strings, my body is incomplete, so I cannot bear children. The Moon King was shocked and thinks, she's serious. The scene shifts to the Moonlight Beast Control Academy. People sent by Emperor Kang Yu arrive and angrily say, how dare you tell us to leave? A black-haired girl stands in front of them and replies, are you deaf? I told you to leave. Don't you know Emperor Kang Yu has declared war on us? How dare you walk around here freely? One of them tries to respond, but their leader stops her and says, this is her territory. You may kill her secretly, but you cannot insult her. She is a descendant of the Emperor. If you harm her, even Emperor Kang Yu won't be able to protect us. The leader steps forward and asks, are you Bai Senji, the 7th princess of the Baiyu Empire? We know you possess the Holy Moon body, but it will take you at least 10 years before you can fight us, so don't challenge us. Meanwhile, a blonde girl thinks, the Holy Moon body appears only once in millions of years. Normally, moonlight beasts are weak during the day, but those with the Holy Moon body can overcome this weakness and use their full power even in daylight. The 7th princess replies confidently, whether you can kill me or not is another matter, but this building is funded by the Baiyu Empire, so whether you stay here or not depends on me. And I don't welcome you. You can go sleep on the streets. The leader gets angry and says, watch your words, child. At that moment, a powerful aura appears, and the rabbit girl, who was previously with the Moon King, arrives. She says, if you fight before the Battle of Kings, you will be disqualified from the Moon God Festival. 7th princess, please allow them inside. This is the Moon King's order. The leader recognizes her and says, you're one of the top disciples of Sungu Sect, aren't you? The rabbit girl repeats, let them enter. The 7th princess smiles and says, all right, Sister Rabbit. Later, inside the building, the 7th princess asks, Sister Rabbit, what is your rank? She replies, I'm ranked 2nd in my class. The princess says proudly, I'm ranked 12th, but I'll soon become the top of my class. After that, I'll be qualified to challenge you. And if the Moon King were 3 or 4 years younger, he would have been my boyfriend, and our child would have the strongest bloodline. The rabbit girl replies calmly, I'll be waiting for that day. As she walks away, she thinks, this girl is very arrogant. Even with the Holy Moon body, how can she think she can reach my level? Well, we'll find out her true strength on the night of the full moon. Then the scene shifts outside. We see one of the 9 prisons beasts, a moontail fox, hiding behind a tree. It says, these guards will never be able to find me. We also see that it has brought along a man from the Huan faction. The man says nervously, don't talk too much. The Moon King is here. Who knows when he might attack us? The moontail fox replies mockingly, your real body isn't even here. You only sent a clone and you're still acting scared. I'm actually curious to see who will win. The Black Moon Sect and the Moon King are about to clash. No one has ever seen the Moon King's pet beast before, and today we finally will. But after all, he's only a 1-star beast master. Can he really control an emperor-level beast? The fox asks again, why are you so quiet? The Huan man replies, how can I say anything? Even as a 1-star beastmaster, that man is incredibly powerful. If he levels up further, no one may even be able to touch him. And you know, the Moon King is like an angel sent by God. The fox says, you mean a messenger of God? If that's true, then he can't lose. God is watching him and blessing him. And if he still fails, then why would God even choose him? The man nods. You're right. That's why he's so powerful. We can't predict what he's capable of. In our Huan faction, there are ancient records about beings sent by God. Some are called apostles, and others are containers. Containers act under God's guidance, like completing the main quest of a game. Apostles, on the other hand, are true messengers, vessels of God. Very few apostles have ever existed, and some even believe they become part of God. It's said God appears in their dreams. When I met the Moon King, what he said to me that day, it still shakes me to this day. The scene shifts again. We see the Moon King standing on top of a building. Suddenly, a powerful attack strikes him, causing a massive explosion. The attacker was Antelope. She says, "That attack was difficult. I even had to sacrifice part of my lifespan. There's no way he could block it." She thanks Blackwell. "Thank you for helping me. Without you, I wouldn't have gotten this close to the Moon King." Blackwell asks, "Lord Antelope, how are we going to escape now?" She replies arrogantly, "Why would we escape? We've defeated the Moon King. He had God's blessing, so God was watching him. And now that I've defeated him, God will watch me instead." But when she looks up, she sees the Moon King standing there completely unharmed. He says calmly, "Good thing I have Moon in the lake. At least I can avoid surprise attacks." Then he summons Senzing and commands, "Go, eliminate whoever did this." Seeing this, Antelope panics and immediately teleports away, leaving behind her beast and Blackwell. Blackwell shouts, "Lord Antelope, where did you go?" He realizes she abandoned him. At that moment, Antelope's beast creates a seal, but the Moon King launches a devastating attack, instantly destroying both the beast and Blackwell. The scene shifts again. Antelope has escaped far outside the city and says, "Good, I'm already 100 miles away. At least I'm safe now." But as soon as she turns back, she sees a deadly attack approaching, launched by Senzing. She says in despair, "So this is my end." The scene shifts to the Battle of Kings Arena. We see Xiaoji live streaming the event. She says excitedly, "Finally, the Battle of Kings has begun. Anyone can now place bets on their chosen players." Looking at her viewers, she adds, "This stream is exploding. There are 100 times more viewers than usual, and of course, today, everyone will finally get to see the Moon King's pet beast." Meanwhile, a girl in the arena asks, "What are we even doing here? The full moon hasn't appeared yet. Without it, how can we use our full power?" Their leader replies, "The conference and the Battle of Kings aren't that important. Not even the Moon God Festival. What truly matters is witnessing the Emperor's battle and surviving it, because after seeing that level of destruction, staying alive won't be easy." She then notices the 7th princess and thinks, "I want to defeat that little brat myself." It's good she hasn't fully matured yet. Otherwise, with her full moon body, she'll become incredibly powerful in the future. At that moment, the announcer begins. "Thank you all for participating. Let me explain the rules. 1. All contestants must be under 20 years old. 2. Your pet beast must be summoned before the battle begins. Summoning during battle is not allowed. 3. You may surrender at any time. 4. No one is allowed to attack the audience." Now, the competition officially begins. Just then, the 7th princess approaches the announcer and says, "Aunt, I'm ready. Can I go fight now?" The announcer replies, "Not yet. The full moon hasn't risen. Don't worry. In the future, you will be the one who helps the Moon King defeat Emperor Kang Yo." Then the scene shifted. The Moon King was standing on top of a building, thinking to himself, "It looks like the battle is about to begin. But that's not a big problem. I can sense the aura of many Emperor-level pet beasts around us. They must all be here to watch an incredible fight, especially the battle between me and the Black Moon Sect." Just then, Senzing appears and says, "Suliang, can you feel it?" The Moon King replies, "Are you talking about the Emperor-level beasts?" Senzing shakes her head and says, "No, that's not what I meant. The gods have started watching you." The scene shifts to the arena. We see a fighter who has already been defeated and disqualified. The one who defeated him is the yellow-haired girl. She says arrogantly, "The people of the Sunga sect are so weak. I could defeat them even in my sleep." Then she asks her friend, "Which number fight is this for me?" Her friend replies, "This is your 5th fight." The girl smirks. "All right, let's see who my next opponent is." She steps back into the arena and declares loudly, "Is there no one in the Bayou Empire strong enough to fight me?" Hearing this, the 7th princess becomes furious and tries to step forward, but the announcer stops her, saying, "It's not your turn yet." At that moment, a butler steps forward and says, "7th princess, don't worry, I'll handle her. I may look weak now, but I was very strong in my youth. It'll only take me 5 minutes to defeat her." 5 minutes later, the butler was completely defeated. The yellow-haired girl mocks him, "You're even weaker than I expected." We then see that she has summoned 2 supreme-level beasts. She continues proudly, "That was fun, defeating such weak people from the Bayou Empire." Hearing this, the 7th princess finally steps into the arena. The announcer warns her, "The full moon hasn't appeared yet. Wait." But the princess replies confidently, "Don't worry, I'll handle this." The yellow-haired girl sneers, "Kid, are you really going to fight me?" The 7th princess responds, "You don't have time to talk. The full moon is about to rise, and when it does, I'll destroy you. I've been wanting to shut your mouth for a long time, and today is finally the day." Enraged, the yellow-haired girl says, I won't spare you today. But suddenly, her leader steps forward and says, I'll take over this fight. You step back. The girl protests. She's just a child. Why are you fighting her yourself? But then she realizes that her leader likely sees the princess as a potential threat and wants to eliminate her early. The leader steps forward, glaring coldly. The seventh princess says calmly, You made the right decision. If she had fought me, she would have definitely lost. The girl was shocked, thinking, How dare this child speak like that? The leader then summons her pet beasts. Moonlight Supreme Beast, Linshu. Moonlight Supreme Beast, Floating Water. Plant-type Supreme Beast Peach Sky. She says mockingly, Aren't you going to summon your beasts? Or are you already scared before the battle even begins? The seventh princess replies, You'll have to wait a little for mine. The leader says coldly, Delay all you want, it won't change anything. The princess takes out a pill and swallows it. Wei says, Why is she taking a pill? That's against the rules, right? The leader explains, It's not a boosting pill, just an ordinary one. It won't help her. Blue-haired girl says, Maybe she's trying to use this battle to break through. Suddenly, the seventh princess breaks through and becomes a 4-star Beastmaster. Blue-haired girl comments, Even at this level, defeating a 6-star master will be extremely difficult. The princess declares, My preparations are complete. She then summons her beasts. Bright Moon Soul, Moonlight Supreme Beast, New Moon Song, Supreme Level Beast. The leader laughs, You really think you can defeat me with these weak beasts? The seventh princess smiles and says, It seems people from your region know nothing about the holy body. Don't worry, you'll soon understand the difference between an ordinary person like you and someone special like me. In an instant, Bright Moon Soul launches a devastating slash attack. The destruction shocks everyone. Wei exclaims, Is this really the power of a 4-star Beastmaster? And she hasn't even used her combat skill yet. Peach Sky quickly steps in and protects the leader. Enraged, Bright Moon Soul continues attacking relentlessly, releasing overwhelming force that no one can contain. The leader scoffs, You can't even scratch me. She counterattacks fiercely, pushing Bright Moon Soul into a corner. Then Linshu moves forward and traps Bright Moon Soul inside a crystal. When it explodes, Bright Moon Soul's outer form was destroyed. The audience gasps, Bright Moon Soul lost? Does that mean the battle is over? Another says, This is the peak power of a 6-star Beastmaster. How can anyone defeat that? But suddenly, blood starts coming out of the leader's mouth. She looks shocked. How is this possible? Her condition rapidly worsens. What just happened here? Peach Sky quickly steps forward, healing her and creating a protective barrier around her. The audience comments in amazement. Even though it's not a moonlight beast, it's incredibly powerful. It can both heal and defend at the same time. Then the leader says, It seems I'll have to use my floating water. I'll unleash the Sea Blast. It's extremely powerful. Although I won't be able to use it again afterward, it doesn't matter. I have to take her down. But suddenly, Bright Moon Soul heals itself. Seeing this, the leader was shocked. How is this even possible? Before she can react, Bright Moon Soul attacks and pierces through floating water. The leader thinks in disbelief. Wasn't Bright Moon Soul already destroyed? How is it alive again? This must be the power of the holy body. The princess then says calmly, It's time to end this. Leader, your game is over. At that moment, the full moon rises. Bright Moon Soul evolves instantly. Wei says, With the moon out, the beast's power has doubled. Moonlight-type beasts gain huge advantages under the full moon. The leader thinks, I've heard that those with a holy moon body can boost their power by 3 stars during a full moon night. The scene shifts briefly to the Moon King, who observes her 4-star level has risen to the equivalent of 7 stars. The power of the holy moon body is truly extraordinary, but she has only summoned 2 supreme beasts, while her opponent is using 3. That's definitely a disadvantage, unless she has another beast hidden. Back in the arena, Bright Moon Soul grows in size and devastates the entire battlefield. The leader thinks, Why is it attacking the ground instead of me? What is she planning? Suddenly, Bright Moon Soul launches a devastating aerial attack, but a figure appears in the sky and blocks it. He says coldly, So, you've grown arrogant because of your holy moon body. It was the holy son of the black moon. He continues, But I am far stronger than you. He launches a powerful counterattack, severely injuring Bright Moon Soul. Meanwhile, Zhaoji's livestream suddenly cuts off. She says in frustration, That lightning attack disrupted my phone. My dream of becoming an internet celebrity is over. Looking around, she notices that everyone's equipment has stopped working. Back in the arena, the Moon King's rabbit appears, facing the Black Moon Sun. The Black Moon Sun summons his Moonlight Supreme Beast, Inkdai. Inkdai says curiously, I'm a rabbit, and you're a rabbit too. Are you also a Supreme Beast? Are you male or female? Can you talk? But the Moon King's rabbit remains silent. Inkdai shrugs, Guess you can't talk. How boring. He then pulls out weapons from his body. Enraged, the rabbit charges forward to attack, but Ink Dye strikes first, landing a devastating blow that causes a massive explosion. The scene shifts again. Deer asks the Moon King, "What are you planning? Why did you send the rabbit to fight?" The Moon King replies calmly, "Don't worry, my moonlight rabbit may be low-ranked, so its body is weak, but its regeneration is even stronger than the holy moon body." Hearing this, Deer was shocked. Senzing then says, "Someone is preparing a very dangerous attack." The scene shifts again. We see a beast from the Black Moon Sect, Thundermoon Princess, launching an attack that devastates everything around the arena. However, a barrier protects those inside. The announcer says, "Fortunately, the Sungay Sect's barrier is strong enough to withstand even Emperor-level attacks." But then she remembers, the Moon King was standing outside on that building. Looking at it, she sees that despite the lightning strikes, the building remains completely unharmed. The Black Moon Sun says in shock, "How is this possible? After so many attacks, neither the building nor the Moon King was damaged, and why hasn't he summoned his supreme beast yet?" Meanwhile, the Moon King thinks, "That was close. I wasn't sure if my moon in the lake could handle that attack." Senzing steps forward and says, "Sulian, don't worry, I'll handle this." The Black Moon Sun looks at her and says, "Thunder Princess, get ready. Your opponent has arrived." We then see that Thunder Princess is wielding a supreme weapon-type beast called Dark Moon. They declare, "Senzing, we are your opponents now. We will take away your title as the strongest weapon. Your ancient pride ends here. If we had been born earlier, we would have been the strongest." They move forward to attack, but before they can act, Senzing launches a single strike. In just one attack, all of them are completely destroyed. Everyone was shocked. How is that possible? The fight just started, and a supreme-level beast is already dead? The Black Moon Sun suffers backlash from his beast's death. Blood spills from his mouth. Looking up, he shouts, "Thunder Princess, get ready. Another attack is coming." Thunder Princess creates a powerful defensive seal, but Senzing's attack rains down from the sky like a storm, completely devastating the surroundings. She unleashes her full power. The Moon King thinks her combat ability is terrifying. If she regains her full form, she'll become even more powerful. The leader watches in shock, thinking, with just one attack, Senzing killed one of the Black Moon Sun's beasts, and her second attack severely injured the rest. No wonder Emperor Kangyu tried so hard to obtain her. The seventh princess steps forward and says proudly, "Senzing never considered Emperor Kangyu worthy, so she never chose him. And truly, our Moon King is the strongest. He is the most powerful Moonlight-type beast master." Hearing this, both Wui and leader become extremely irritated. Senzing says, "That attack I used, I can only use it once. It consumes a huge amount of energy, and it's not very practical." The Moon King replies, "What you did was more than enough. Deer, now it's your turn. Hold back the enemy team as much as possible." Deer nods, "I'll do exactly as you say." The Moon King then says, "It's time to prepare for the Emperor-level battle." The scene shifts. We see the Black Moon Sun coughing up blood as he says, "No one has ever injured my beasts this badly. Watching my own pet beasts die in a single battle, I haven't experienced this in a long time. The last time was 3 years ago, on a full moon night. I was forced to bow before that bastard. I looked like a dog. After destroying me, he didn't even spare me a glance. But something is different about the current Moon King compared to before. Back then, he was so arrogant that nothing mattered to him. Something has definitely changed." Then he laughs and says, "Moon King, no matter what you say, you are not the representative of the Northern Territory. And that can only mean one thing. You're not in your best condition. If you were, no one else could take your place. I think you're not only weakened, but you've also forgotten many things. Do you even remember what you said to me 3 years ago? After destroying my sect, why did you spare my life? What happened that night? Do you remember anything? And where is your strongest pet beast? Have the gods abandoned you? Why are you acting like an ordinary beast master? Have you forgotten that you are the Lunar King?" Hearing this, Moon King starts feeling a headache and thinks, "I don't know why, but his words are triggering memories. It feels like something from my past life. And strangely, it feels like my enemy is already in the palm of my hand. Fighting him feels boring. Still, I shouldn't overthink it right now. I need to focus on the battle." Meanwhile, Ink Dye says to the rabbit, "How are you still alive? I hit you with such a powerful attack. You must have incredible regeneration." The rabbit charges again. Ink Dye spins his ears and launches another fierce attack, but the rabbit regenerates again. He attacks repeatedly, even cutting off one of the rabbit's ears, yet it regenerates instantly. Frustrated, Ink Dye says, "This regeneration is really getting on my nerves." He continues attacking again and again, destroying the rabbit repeatedly, but every time, the rabbit regenerates. Finally, in frustration, Ink Dye unleashes a massive attack and buries the rabbit into the ground. The leader comments, "That attack was devastating." Ink Dye sighs, "Sorry, but you pushed me too far. I had to give you such a brutal death." But suddenly, the ground begins to shake. the rabbit emerges, and it has evolved into an intermediate level. Inkdye was shocked. If it evolved to intermediate level, does that mean it was low level before? The Moon King checks his Book of Moon and says, "My rabbit has indeed reached the intermediate level. Its only weakness is its fragile body, but at this rate, it will become unstoppable." Inkdye, now furious, says, "No one has ever lasted this long against me. I won't let you live any longer." He attacks again, but this time, the rabbit counters and cuts off both of Inkdye's ears. Shocked, Inkdye says, What is this creature?" The rabbit then unleashes a devastating attack and completely destroys Inkdye. The Black Moon Sun panics. What is happening? One by one, all my beasts are being defeated. Then he notices Deer stepping forward to fight. Looking at her, he says, "This deer can transform into a human. That means she's the one who defeated Rent. She must have an emperor-level bloodline." Deer says coldly, "Stop wasting time. I know your 3 beasts aren't your real strength. Bring out the one you've been hiding." A scroll emerges from the Black Moon Sun's body. He says, "This scroll allows me to steal the combat abilities of 10 supreme beasts. I will use all of them to defeat you, and then add you to my collection." Deer replies, "You talk too much. Looks like I'll have to use my weapon. Good thing it's a full moon night. I can use my full power." She summons her weapons. Thunder Princess was shocked. "That's an emperor-level weapon, Elephant Yuji. It's said to have been used by overlord-level beasts." Deer teleports behind Thunder Princess and, with a single strike, slices her apart. The leader gasps. She cut Thunder Princess in one move, but the scroll quickly regenerates her. The scroll launches multiple attacks at Deer. She dodges them, but one attack tears her clothes and creates a massive explosion in the sky. The scroll assumes she's dead, but suddenly Deer appears behind it and says, "Is that all you can do?" She then destroys the scroll as well. The Black Moon Sun says in despair, "All my beasts are gone. Only one remains. It seems I've lost." Deer replies, "I told you to surrender earlier, but you chose a humiliating defeat." He admits, "Yes, it was my mistake to think I could defeat the Moon King." The scene shifts to the Moontail Fox watching from the clouds. She says, "That was pretty boring." The One Man replies, "Why are you watching this secretly? And that deer, she's incredibly powerful. I think she could become the next Ice Queen." The fox laughs. "Are you joking? The current Ice Queen is far stronger. Do you really think this deer can defeat her?" Suddenly, a massive explosion occurs in the battlefield. The building where the Moon King was standing was completely destroyed, but his butterflies protect him. He says, "Is that an emperor?" Deer replies, "No, not yet, but whatever it is, it's already on the path to becoming an emperor." A beast emerges from a green aura. The Moontail Fox says in shock, "That's the supreme leader of the Moon God Palace. How did the Black Moon Sun summon her?" Moon King opens his Book of Moon and reads, "This beast is called Night Jade Lin. It carries emperor-level bloodline. Many consider it the treasure of the Moon God Palace. Even saint-level individuals struggle to form a contract with it. Its combat power rivals an emperor-level beast. It is one of the strongest supreme-level beasts in the world." The 9th princess says angrily, "The Moon God Palace is shameless. They're helping the Black Moon Sect just to defeat the Sun Goose Sect." The announcer explains, "There's nothing wrong with it. The Holy Sun has a contract with this beast, so it can fight on behalf of the Black Moon Sun." Suddenly, Night Jade Lin senses something strange. The Black Moon Sun asks, "What is it?" She replies, "The moonlight here feels different, and I can sense countless flash butterflies. Even with so much moonlight, this many butterflies is unnatural. Something big is about to happen." The Holy Sun asks, "What do you mean?" She replies calmly, "Forget that. Who is my opponent?" She looks at Deer and says, "It seems you are my opponent, but no matter. Let's begin the battle." With that, she transformed. At the same time, Deer drew her swords, and an intense and powerful battle began between the two. Watching the fight, Vice President Kang said, "I can't even keep up with them." The leader replied, "The Moon King's supreme beast is comparable to an emperor-level beast." Meanwhile, the Moon King said, "This is the first time I'm seeing Deer's full strength. This battle is truly incredible." Even Deer started struggling against 9 Jade Lin. 9 Jade Lin launched a powerful attack, but Deer teleported away just in time and said, "That was close." The attack then moved toward the Moon King, but the rabbit protected him. The rabbit, now healed, rushed toward 9 Jade Lin and grabbed her. She snapped angrily, "Why are you attacking me from behind?" The rabbit slammed her into the ground, and Deer followed up with a powerful strike. Seeing this, the Black Moon Sun shouted, "Thunder Princess, help!" Thunder Princess summoned her powers, but Senzing appeared in front of her, blocking her. Meanwhile, 9 Jade Lin became furious and said, "How dare insects like you attack me?" She launched multiple attacks toward Deer. Deer teleported behind the rabbit and thought, no matter how injured this rabbit gets, it will regenerate. Staying behind it is the safest strategy. All of 9 Jade Lin's attacks were blocked by Senzing. She said in shock, "What is Senzing doing here?" Deer then said, "It's time to finish this." She began preparing a devastating attack. Watching this, the Moon King thought, what kind of power is this? Once her attack was ready, 9 Jadelin asked, what exactly are you? Deer replied, I carry the blood of an emperor. 9 Jadelin smiled, that makes defeating you even more exciting. She unleashed her ultimate technique. The leader said in shock, that's 9 Jadelin's strongest attack. Deer also activated her combat skill, Mist Elephant, and launched it with a wind-powered strike. Meanwhile, the Black Moon Sun laughed, the gods must be enjoying this battle, but the real fight is about to begin. Suddenly, the moon began to turn black. We said, why can't we see anything? The leader explained, the moon is being covered, that's why there's no light. The Moon King thought, my heart was racing throughout this battle, but now that it's time to face an emperor, all my nervousness is gone. Deer asked, how are you standing there so confidently? The Moon King replied, because now I know, we won't lose. He then revealed something shocking. After hearing the Black Moon Sun's words, memories from his past began returning. He remembered his mother feeding him. He remembered writing in English in a notebook. But then, suddenly, someone erased all his memories and sent him to Earth. Meanwhile, another personality of his lived as the Moon King for 3 years. 2 months ago, he returned to the Beast World. So the Black Moon Sun was right. I've forgotten 3 years of my life, and that's why I've become a true apostle of the gods. At that moment, an emperor-level moonlight beast, Antelope, appeared. Just its presence caused cracks in the protective shield. The Moon King thought, this shield won't last long, I just hope no innocent people die. Antelope said, I don't know what era this is, but the Black Moon Sect has clearly declined. Holy Sun, who is my opponent? The Holy Sun replied, Lord Dark Antelope, I sacrificed 20 years of my life to summon you to defeat a divine apostle. Antelope said, a god's apostle? Then it seems the Black Moon Sect is truly nearing its end. Moon King then took out the divine water he had won earlier. Deer asked, what are you doing? Without answering, the Moon King dropped a single drop of divine water onto the ground. Deer said in shock, that's divine water from an emperor beast. Why would you waste it? The Moon King replied calmly, it will make things easier for them to find the way. Deer asked, who are you talking about? Everyone turned around and saw a massive light approaching. The Moon King declared, I am the owner of the Book of Moon and an apostle of the Moon Goddess. I summon all the flash butterflies of the northern region. Come, become my companions and form contracts with me. The entire sky filled with glowing butterflies. The Moon King explained, I had already instructed my butterflies to call the others. That's why all the flash butterflies broke their previous contracts and came here. I knew they would help me in this battle against an emperor. Watching this, the 7th princess said, what is the Moon King planning? The leader added, look, his beasts are moving away. What is he about to do? It seems this battlefield is about to turn into an emperor-level battlefield. Then Moon King looks toward the moon and says, Goddess Morpho, I am doing all of this to satisfy you. I hope you enjoy what is about to happen. Meanwhile, Dark Antelope thinks, these people don't pose a threat to me, but for some reason, just looking at them fills me with anger. I could wipe them all out in a single move, but I can't act yet. As an emperor, I must at least wait for one proper exchange. At that moment, the Moon King forms contracts with 1.3 billion butterflies. Because of this, the pages of the Book of Moon begin flipping rapidly on their own. The Moon King thinks, no one in history has ever formed contracts with this many beasts. I'm doing this so I can witness the final stage of the Book of Moon and obtain an emperor-level reward. The gods sent this book to us, and it's up to us to use its power properly. And honestly, my own power must be extraordinary. That even after forming contracts with so many beasts, I feel no strain at all. Normally, no one can contract more than 100 beasts. Suddenly, another page of the Book of Moon turns and lightning bursts out from it. Seeing this, the Moontail Fox says, the pressure from this power is so intense that even an emperor would feel uneasy. No wonder the Moon King easily destroyed the Black Moon Sect 3 years ago. At that moment, Emperor Kang Yu appears behind her. Startled, the fox becomes nervous. Emperor Kang Yu says, King of Moon, whether or not you are the representative of the northern region, your status still stands above all. But I have no business here anymore, so I will take my leave. With that, she disappears. The Moontail Fox mutters, when did Emperor Kang Yu come behind me? That scared me. Then in the sky, an enormous butterfly begins to form. Seeing this, people are overwhelmed and some even start crying. One of them says, this is the first time in my life I'm witnessing the Moon King's miracle. The Black Moon Sun asks nervously, Lord Dark Antelope, how are you going to deal with this? But Dark Antelope begins laughing and says, you want me to fight that? Let me tell you, the Black Moon Sect is about to meet its end. He throws the Black Moon Sun aside and continues, this is the final chapter of this era. Watch carefully. At this level of power, we simply don't belong. Then he looks at the Moon King and says, Apostle of God, I have never seen anyone like you. At that moment, the Moon King's eyes transform into a full moon. Behind him appears a terrifying being, the guardian of the second palace among the 12 palaces, the 8-winged moon monarch. The Black Moon's son says in shock, This is truly a battle of emperors. As the 8-winged moon monarch flaps its wings, its mere movement causes countless people to faint. Even supreme beasts drop to their knees, unable to withstand its overwhelming energy. The Moontail Fox and Huan Quan say in disbelief, What kind of power is this? Just by flapping its wings, it could destroy an entire continent. No one should possess such power. Dark Antelope smiles and says, I have no regrets in my life. Then, with just a single attack, his body begins to disintegrate. Moments later, the shockwave of the attack knocks everyone unconscious. Looking around at the devastation, the Moon King says, 3 years ago, something similar happened. But back then, people called me the Moon King without reason. This time, I haven't lost my memories, and the one who caused that incident back then wasn't the 8-winged moon monarch. Suddenly, he remembers the protective barrier and rushes to check on the people inside. Thankfully, everyone was still alive. They must have been saved by the guardians of the Sun Geese sect. They probably realized I had lost my memories and wasn't at my full strength. That's why I was afraid during the Emperor-level battle. But now, I want to return to my true form, my original power. He then walks toward the Black Moon's son, who was severely injured, thinking to himself, This man sacrificed 20 years of his life just to summon that beast. The Moon King says, You gambled your entire life for this one day. You already knew you wouldn't survive. So why fight a battle between life and death? The Black Moon's son replies, I realized that the gods were no longer watching me. The Moon King says, What did you expect? That the Moon God would reward you and save your life? The Black Moon's son smiles and says, Hearing such childish words from the Moon King doesn't suit you. To be honest, I am also a Moonlight-type Beastmaster. But even though we belong to the same generation, your level is far above mine. That's why I was willing to sacrifice my life to defeat you. But the gap between us was too great. Even giving up my life wasn't enough to close it. I'm sure even the gods found this battle boring. The Moon King replies, Why do you keep talking about the gods? I found this battle very satisfying. I'm happy with it. The Black Moon's son smiled and says, You're satisfied? Then this is the greatest achievement of my life, that I managed to give the Moon King a headache. The Moon King responds, Yes, I did struggle quite a bit in this fight. He then thinks, Since everything is about to end, why insult him in his final moments? The Black Moon's son says, Thank you, Moon King. Hearing such a kind lie at the end of my life makes me happy. But remember what I'm about to say. This might be the reason you lost your memories. I've faced the 8-winged moon monarch twice now, but strangely, I wasn't as afraid this time as I was 3 years ago. Do you know what happened back then? 1/3 of the Northern Territory's population vanished into thin air, and no one talks about where they went. What happened 3 years ago is far more complicated than you think. With those final words, the Black Moon's son disappears. The Moon King says, With the death of the Black Moon's son, the last member of the Black Moon sect has been eliminated. But even after ending them, I don't feel satisfied. At first, I thought the reason behind my lost memories was the Black Moon sect, but that's not the case. I need to find out what kind of power could wipe out 1/3 of the Northern Territory, and it feels like that power is far beyond even my reach. Holding his head, he continues, Why do I feel so heavy? At the very least, my current power is exhausted. Whatever happens next, I'll deal with it. Saying this, he collapses unconscious. After a few hours, the scene shifts. The Moontail Fox wakes up and says, My head hurts so much. That power was truly terrifying. Huan Quan replies, That was the power of the 8-winged Moon Lord. Of course it would be overwhelming. The Moontail Fox says, Everyone who witnessed that must have already returned home. Then her gaze falls on a white deer. A rabbit approaches the deer and says, Great deer, how did you like the opening of the Moon God Festival? I made it quite exciting, didn't I? And now, all kinds of hidden things are starting to surface. I wonder what will happen next. The deer replies sternly, Moon God, please stop interfering. Why are you meddling so much in this festival? If you do this again and come to the Northern Territory, I will not allow it. The Moon God laughs and says, Oh, I'm scared. You've misunderstood me. I'm not interfering with the festival. The one interfering with divine power is that person, the one who holds the Book of Moon. Anyway, none of them seem like a threat to me. With that, he leaves. The deer looks at the Moon King and the white-spotted deer, then smiles faintly and disappears as well. Half an hour later, the Moontail Fox, still shaken, says, We're still alive. What exactly just happened? That deer, she was the goddess of the White Deer clan, the lord of the Sea of Clouds, and that rabbit, it was the messenger of the Moon God. It only does what the Moon God commands. The White Deer hasn't participated in the Moon God Festival for the past 20,000 years. The two we just saw, they were both gods. And judging by their conversation, their relationship doesn't seem very good. Huan Quan says, Gods don't care about ordinary people like us. Just pretend we didn't see or hear anything. and don't ever mention this to anyone. Suddenly, a light flashes behind them. They turn and say, "Who's there now?" Host appears and asks, "Were there really gods here?" The Moontail Fox thinks, can humans actually sense the presence of gods? When did she arrive? The small bird in the host's hand says, "It seems the gods have already left." The Moontail Fox snaps, "Stop pretending. Who are you really?" The host replies calmly, "I'm just an ordinary member of the Sungu Sect. There's no need for you to know more about me. You two great emperor came to our territory, yet we failed to properly receive you. Please forgive us." She then says, "The little gentleman in my hand would like to speak with you." The small bird looks furious, and the moment Huang Quan and the Moontail Fox see it, they immediately drop to their knees in fear. The Moontail Fox thinks, just one glance from this tiny bird, and all my energy has been suppressed. The bird transforms into its true form and says, "I haven't even greeted you yet, and you're already on your knees." It is revealed to be the guardian of the Sun Sect. Divine Sea bends the moon and the bow. The Divine Sea says, "You entered my territory without permission and broke the rules. For the next year, you are not allowed to leave this territory, and you must not share this information with anyone." Moontail Fox, Huang Quan. Remember this, if you disobey, you will face a great disaster. The Moon God Festival has only just begun, so I won't act too harshly. But since the Moon God Palace broke the rules first, a small punishment is necessary. She prepares a devastating attack, and using a powerful high-tech weapon, launches it toward the Moon God Palace. In a single strike, the palace was heavily damaged. The leaders of the Moon God Palace panic. What just happened? The palace guardian falls to her knees and pleads, "Please forgive us. We had no intention of provoking you. Please calm down." Then she turns to her people and shouts, "Who sent the Moontail Fox there?" The fourth concubine steps forward. The guardian declares, "Fourth concubine, I hereby remove you from the 10 palace concubines. You must leave the Moon God Palace within 3 days." Later, the fourth concubine stands alone, looking at a photograph, and says, "People say the Moon God Palace never existed in the Northern Territory, but my sister was the branch master here. What exactly happened 3 years ago? You will answer my questions, Moon King Su Liang, because you are my nephew." The scene shifts again. The Moon King opens his eyes and finds himself standing among the clouds. The rabbit approaches him. The Moon King says, "You're the Moonlight Rabbit. What are you doing here?" He tries to pat its head, but the rabbit snaps. "How dare you touch me, you pervert?" Shocked, the Moon King says, "It can talk. Even high-level beasts rarely have speech, and for a low-level beast that's impossible." He narrows his eyes and says, "Stop acting. Who are you?" The rabbit replies, "You've misunderstood me. I'm here to give you a gift." The Moon King asks, "What kind of gift?" The rabbit says, "This is the reward of the Moon God Festival. The remaining pages of the Book of Moon. You must choose one. 1. A supreme pet beast. 2. The remaining pages of the Book of Moon. 3. An immortal soul. So Su Liang, what will you choose?" Then it pauses and says, "Oh wait, I almost forgot. My Book of Moon was stolen." The Moon King says in shock, "Your Book of Moon? Does that mean you're the Moon God? And you are the tearful full moon Taiyan concubine, the winner of the last Moon God Festival?" He then thinks, "This must be some kind of guide appearing in my dream. I thought I was the representative of the Moon God, but maybe I'm not." The rabbit sighs and says, "All right, I'll stop joking. Summoning the guardian of the second palace is no easy feat. Join my side and win the Moon God Festival for me." The Moon King replies, "What do you mean? I am the apostle of Goddess Morpho, and you are from the Sun Concubine faction. We are enemies, so how could I possibly join your side?" Then the rabbit says, "Don't misunderstand me. I want the power of the 8-winged Moon Monarch. And don't you also want to defeat Emperor Kang Yu? If you give me that power and join my team, then whether it's Emperor Kang Yu or an even stronger existence, I will help you defeat them. Your weak companions cannot achieve this. Even your Moonlight Rabbit is just a defective piece. It only has a bit of my blood, which is why it has some power at all. Leave them behind and come with me. I will grant you power capable of destroying everything, and I will give you a perfect bloodline beast." Hearing this, the Moon King recalls all his companions. He pushes the rabbit away and says firmly, "I reject your offer." The rabbit Taiyan concubine replies, "I can satisfy all your desires. The apostle before you was just like you, but in the end, he followed me and joined my side. And to be honest, because of your status, no matter how you behave toward me, I cannot kill you. Still, I'll give you one more chance." The Moon King answers without hesitation, "No, I will never do that. And I know why you're offering this deal. The Moon God can grant any wish to the one who wins the Moon God Festival. That's why you want me to join your team, because you believe I will sit on the final throne this time. But you have no right to call my companions weak. One day, I will defeat you with those very weak people. I will defeat an apostle of a demon like you and reclaim my throne. Until I win as the apostle of Goddess Morpho, live in fear, wondering when I will come for you." Hearing this, the Taiyan concubine laughs. Taking her rabbit form, she says, "Apostle of Morpho, you're quite confident. I'll be waiting for you. But remember this, my descendants are evolving. They are taking on their perfect forms and returning to this world. You may not even be able to surpass them, so how will you ever reach me? A great disaster is approaching your world. This is no longer a battle between normal sects. This is now a battle between Moon King Suliang and Moon Goddess Tian Concubine." Suddenly, everything turns dark, and the Moon King loses consciousness. 10 days later, the Sungu sect was being rebuilt. Outside, 2 people are watching it from a distance. One girl says nervously, "I'm still scared." The aftermath of the battle between 2 emperors hasn't even faded yet. Before the Moon God Festival ends, we must complete our task. The man says, "Do you know? The Rabbit Moon Palace of Moon Goddess Tian Concubine is about to appear. That's why the guardians of the Moon God Palace are falling one by one. If the Rabbit Moon Palace fully manifests, it will bring the era of monsters. Do you think the Moon King can stop this calamity?" The girl replies, "There's about an 0.8% chance." Shocked, he says, "That high?" He then observes the aura of the other 4 regional representatives, which is much weaker, and says, "Can Moon King Suliang really stop this disaster?" 3 years ago, the full moon stayed in the sky for 30 days. At that time, the Moon King used his power to suppress even the gods. We don't know which of the 5 representatives did it, but everyone believes it was him. He was someone who could even make the gods feel fear. But no matter what, if anyone is helping Tian Concubine's Rabbit Moon Palace emerge, we won't spare them. The scene shifts. The Moon King was in his camp. When he opens his eyes, he finds himself resting on the lap of the white-spotted deer. The deer says, "Hurry up and wake up. How long are you going to stay in bed? You've been unconscious for days." The Moon King turns over again, and suddenly the Book of Moon opens. It displays information about his beasts. 8-winged Moon Monarch, Emperor level, currently sealed because the host is too weak. Requires reaching 7-star level or contracting 100 billion flash butterflies to unlock. Your contracted flash butterflies are 1.3 billion, currently sealed due to the Moon King's low level. On a full moon night, he can summon up to 100,000 at once. Jet Tail Rabbit, intermediate level, lacks moon body. Moon in the Lake, high level. The Moon King thinks Deer and Senzing aren't listed because I don't have contracts with them. They help me willingly. The deer hits him lightly and says, "Can you hear me?" But he turns away and lies down again. Senzing says from the side, "It's been 10 days. How long do you plan to sleep?" Hearing this, the Moon King jumps up in shock and says, "I completely forgot Senzing was here." He asks, "What's the current situation?" Deer replies, "The school is being rebuilt and the Northern Territory is regaining peace, but the Central Territory is in chaos. The Rabbit Moon Palace of Tian Concubine is about to descend, and the Moon God Palace is under constant attack. For the past half-month, they've been struggling. If all the pillars collapse, the legendary guardian of the Rabbit Palace will appear, and she is extremely powerful." The Moon King asks, "Do you know this guardian?" Senzing replies, "She is at the demonic 7-star level. She once challenged the winner of the last Moon God Festival and was close to defeating them. Her name is White Jade Feet, the former master of the Rabbit Palace, also known as the Moon King of the Last Era." The Moon King thinks, but the winner of the last Moon God Festival wasn't even a Moonlight Beast Master. It was Tian Concubine. She doesn't even belong to the Moonlight system. What is really going on here? He asks, "Then why was White Jade Feet sealed?" Senzing replies, "I don't know. I was asleep for thousands of years." Suddenly, both Deer and Senzing fall silent. The Moon King thinks, "Why are they staring at me like that? Did I do something while I was unconscious?" The next moment, he was kicked out of the camp. He thinks angrily, "What did I even do to deserve that? That kick was strong. I'll deal with this later." Then he sees 9 Jade Lin being escorted away as a prisoner by the Sungu sect. He thinks, since she had only a temporary contract with the Black Moon Sun, she didn't die in the battle. Just then, the host approaches him and says, "We are heading to the Blue Moon Empire. The next battle will take place there. Leader, what are your plans?" Hearing all of this, the Moon King thinks, "Until now, my only goal was to survive the Emperor-level battle. I had no plans for the future, but now, I've declared war against the Moon God. My goal is clear. I need to grow stronger step by step and defeat everyone in this festival, one by one, so that I can bring that arrogant god down from the throne." The host asks, "Leader, what are you thinking about?" The Moon King replies casually, "Nothing much. I was just thinking, I've never visited the Blue Moon Empire before. Could you give me a ride?" Hearing this, the host is shocked and thinks, "The Moon King asked me for help." As they head out, the Moon King thinks, "The place where I fought 3 years ago is very close to the Blue Moon Palace. Maybe if I go there, I'll uncover something." Meanwhile, the host thinks, the leader has changed a lot. Before he was cold and terrifying, someone who only followed the will of the gods. But now, he feels much more human. The scene shifted. The Moon King arrives at a restaurant and sees a hot spring. He looks quite pleased. Inside the hot spring, Deer, Moon in the lake, and the rabbit were playing. Deer says, "Moon King, you're here." Standing there, the Moon King thinks, could Deer be even more useful to me in the future? Will she evolve to the Emperor level? Deer calls out, "What are you standing there thinking about? Hurry up, take off your clothes and get in." The Moon King hesitates and thinks, they're all girls, and I'm a guy. Is it really okay to bathe with them? Well, they're all in their beast forms right now, so it shouldn't matter. With that, he gets into the pool and says, "This is really relaxing." Deer approaches him and says teasingly, "Aren't you embarrassed bathing with us?" In novels, the hero's face usually turns red, but you look completely normal. The Moon King thinks, she's crazy, and she's still in her beast form. Then he says, "You sleep next to me every night anyway. What difference does it make, whether it's on land or in water?" Deer examines him closely and thinks, what a strange person. Then suddenly, Deer transforms into her human form. Seeing this, the Moon King's face instantly turns red. He thinks, how did she turn human? It's not even a full moon yet. Deer says casually, "I just switched to my human form." Then she notices his reaction and says, "What happened to you?" This is exactly what I read in novels. So even the legendary Moon King reacts like a normal human. The Moon King replies, "Even if I'm the legendary Moon King, I'm still human." Deer teases him, "You're overreacting. You should be even more embarrassed." Annoyed, the Moon King pushes her away and says, "Stop messing with me." But then Deer suddenly bites his neck, and the Moon King screams loudly. A little later, they come out of the water. The Moon King says to Senzing, "It's nothing, just a mosquito bite." He then thinks, I need to form a contract, but I'm still at 1-star level. If I form a contract now, it might limit her power. Still, she really crossed the line today. The scene shifts to the Blue Moon Empire. Seeing it, the Moon King says, "This place is truly prosperous." Others whisper, "Why is the Moon King behaving like this?" The host explains, "The Blue Moon Empire has grown this prosperous in just a few days, thanks to Lord Sagittarius. He once said that the technology from 10,000 years ago was even more advanced than today's. But a battle between two overlord-level beasts destroyed the world, and that technology was lost for thousands of years." The Moon King says, "So something like that happened." The host continues, "Billions of people died in that battle, and those two overlords were punished for it." Meanwhile, Senzing thinks, this fool doesn't even know who those two overlords were, and he says he'll help me regain my cover. Even the Ice Queen didn't participate in the Moon God Festival because she couldn't defeat the Rabbit Palace. She still carries anger from 100,000 years ago. I just hope Sulion survives this. The Moon King tells everyone, "Go ahead and explore, do some shopping." Then he rides Deer and disappears in an instant. The rabbit says, "The Moon King just vanished. Do you all remember his original appearance?" The host and the others reply, "How could we forget?" The rabbit says in disbelief, "I can't believe the Moon King is using his beast for transportation." Another girl says, "I heard he doesn't even have basic emotions." The host snaps, "Be quiet. How can you talk about the Moon King like that? Have you forgotten? We've witnessed his miracles with our own eyes." The scene shifts to the Tianyuan region of the Northern Territory. The entire place was completely destroyed. The Moon King leaves 2 guards from the Sungu sect outside and says, "I'm going in. Don't let anyone enter." The guards whisper, "What is the Moon King doing here? We thought Princess Yun would arrive first, but he came before her. I can still feel the aura of many gods here." One of them says, "I'm going inside to see what's happening. If I die in there, then it means the Moon King is the true god, and the one who will save everyone from this calamity, and inform our forces to assist him." The Moon King enters Tianyuan and says, "I don't know why, but even though the day isn't over yet, I feel uneasy. Something big is about to happen." What happens next will be revealed in the next episode. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned.